This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. CCA puts up Bahamas hotels as security. The move made to stay enforcement of judgment made in its Merlion favor. The immigration director says the government has not limited tourist stays to 30 days. And the AG says a juvenile court to open by the end of the year. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Laverne Garden will be here filling in for Duquesa Dean. Also this morning, we're talking about the National Security Ministry saying it's on high alert for security firms illegally hiring foreigners. Plus, it's International Men's Day. We are talking about the events and the purpose of International Men's Day today. Later in business, it's our monthly segment with the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, highlighting what members are doing for Thanksgiving and the holiday season fast approaching. That's all ahead on this busy Tuesday. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while we're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, China Construction America, CCA, has pledged 2 Nassau hotels, it says, are worth between $232.7 million and $355.1 million, combined as security for a state pending an appeal of a New York court's $1.6 billion judgment against the company. Last month, a New York judge awarded the sum to Sarkis's Merlion's BML Properties Limited after affiliated companies committed fraud and ultimately forced BML out of its Bahamar investment. CCA has appealed that ruling and received an emergency interim stay on the judgment. In documents filed in support of the stay in New York Appeals Court yesterday, CCA's attorney, Mark Goodman, said the defendants have been unable to secure a bond because they are worth a fraction of the total awarded judgment. He said CCA would be forced into insolvency if the court allows the judgment to be enforced immediately. CCA says it's willing to provide the court, in chambers or under seal, the financial information on which its arguments are based. It said it will agree to a stay that the appeal be perfected or ready to be heard by December 30th of this year. So Goodman says the hotels, the British Colonial and Margaritaville Beach Resort, were recently appraised by Cushman and Wakefield Incorporated and Jones Lang LaSalle Incorporated at valuing between $232.7 and $355.1 million. CCA's attorney said this offer of security encompasses nearly all the total combined value of the 3 defendants. The government has not restricted tourist stays in the Bahamas to 30 days. That's according to Immigration Director William Pratt. He was asked to respond to concerns raised by winter residents and other visitors who said they were only allowed in the country for 30 days when normally they'd be in September. The Immigration Department implemented a new $200 non-refundable fee for visitors wishing to extend their stay in the country. It also said that all visitors will be granted a minimum stay of 30 days. Some visitors took to social media and complained that they were only stamped for 30 days and afterwards they'd have to pay a $200 fee to apply for an extension. Pratt said the department's new policy has not changed the maximum amount of time visitors can stay in the country. He said prior to the date of the extension processing fee coming into being, immigration had the discretion. They could land visitors for 3 days or 5 days. He said if a visitor spends 2 days, immigration gives him 5 days, or he says now with the new initiative, all visitors must be admitted for a minimum of 30 days. And he said, quote, "We never said anything about maximum. We said a minimum 30 days." Attorney General Ryan Pinder says a special court to address crime against juveniles is expected to open before the end of this year. He gave the update in the Senate, where Bahamas Crisis Center Director Dr. Sandra Dean Patterson sat in recognition of the White Ribbon Campaign, a global effort to engage men and boys in ending violence against women. Pinder said Patterson had approached him prior to the Senate's meeting about a trend of increasing violence towards youth in the jurisdiction. Overseas, Russian President Vladimir Putin today signing a revised nuclear doctrine declaring that a conventional attack on Russia by any nation that is supported by nuclear power will be considered a joint attack on his country. Putin's endorsement of the new nuclear deterrent policy comes on the 1,000th day after he sent troops into Ukraine on February 24th, 2022. It follows U.S. President Joe Biden's decision to let Ukraine strike targets inside Russia with U.S.-supplied longer-range missiles. The signing of the doctrine, which says that any massive aerial attack on Russia could trigger a nuclear response, demonstrates Putin's readiness to tap the country's nuclear arsenal to force the West to back down as Moscow presses a slow-moving offensive in Ukraine. Asked whether the updated doctrine was deliberately issued on the heels of Biden's decision, a Kremlin spokesperson said the document was published in a timely manner and that Putin instructed the government to update it earlier this year so that it was in line with the current situation. Putin first announced changes in the nuclear doctrine discussing the proposed revisions. Meanwhile, Russia vetoed a UN resolution Monday calling for an immediate ceasefire in the war between Sudan's military and paramilitary forces and delivery of humanitarian aid to millions in desperate need. Russia's ally, China, supported the resolution sponsored by the United Kingdom and Sierra Leone, along with all other UN Security Council members. But Moscow's veto doomed the measure. UK Foreign Minister David Lammy, who chaired the meeting, told the council afterwards that, quote, "This Russian veto is a disgrace. While Britain works with our African partners, Russia vetoes their will. How many more Sudanese have to be killed? How many more women have to be raped? How many more children have to go without food before Russia will act?" Sudan plunged into conflict in April 2023 when long-simmering tensions between its military and paramilitary leaders erupted in the capital, Khartoum, and spread to other regions, including Western Darfur, which was racked by bloodshed and atrocities in 2003. The UN recently warned that Sudan has been pushed to the brink of famine. In sports, back home for the first time since winning the WNBA title with the New York Liberty Women's basketball player Jonquel J.J. Jones got to work on her desire to give back to the sport and to girls basketball in the country, staging a clinic for 50 young Bahamian girls at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Jones says she is thrilled to be home and feels blessed and honored to be among legendary sportswomen in the country who've made their mark. She was the center of attention Monday, recognized locally for a sensational season and rewarding finish in which he led the Liberty to its first title in franchise history. Jones culminated the championship journey with a massive performance in the clinching of the MVP, and earning the MVP honors. She's a former league MVP as well. More on all that she's experienced over the past few days here in today's Guardian Sports section. From the NFL Monday Night Football action, things literally falling from the sky even before the Dallas Cowboys lost yet another home game. The roof at AT&T Stadium can be fixed. As for the problems plaguing the Cowboys this season, especially in their home building, maybe not after a 34-10 loss to the Houston Texans. Dallas, now 3-7, is 0-5 at home for the first time since 1989. The first season Jerry Jones owned the Cowboys when they were 1-15 while not winning any of their 8 games at the old Texas Stadium. They've lost 6 in a row at AT&T Stadium, including that playoff debacle against the Green Bay Packers in January. A piece of the roof and some debris fell about 300 feet to the field when the retractable roof of the $1.2 billion stadium was being opened at least 3 hours before Monday night's game. The 15-year-old stadium was mostly empty then, and team officials said nobody was injured before the roof was closed without any incident. Quarterback Dak Prescott on crutches and safely away from the action 5 days after season-ending surgery to repair a torn hamstring. Could only put both hands on the back of his head after punter Brian Anger completed a pass on a fake 5 yards short of a first down on the Cowboys' opening drive when already down 7-0. The Texans, meanwhile, never trailed in that game. They're 7-4 for the season. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. In your first look at weather for today, we've got broad high pressure that continues to support a dry and stable air mass conditions across the country. That will continue through Wednesday. But a cold front's expected to move into the northern islands by Thursday, and that's going to bring gusty winds and shower activity. That front will gradually move throughout the country while high pressure builds behind it into the weekend. Your forecast for today for the northern and actually for all the country, partly cloudy conditions today, only about a 10 to 20% chance of showers. Winds east to southeast at 10 knots or less for the northern and northwest Bahamas. Easterly at 10 to 50 knots for the central and southeastern islands. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs around 84 Fahrenheit, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 68 Fahrenheit Celsius to 22 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook and a look at the tropics coming up in just a bit. You are listening to Morning Blend. When we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Transform your home for less at Kelly's House & Homes Holiday Paint Sale, Friday, November 1st through Tuesday, December 24th. Enjoy 25% off house and spray paints plus 20% off paint supplies, excluding net items. Our wide selection of paint colors is the perfect way to bring holiday cheer to your home. You'll also find the best selection of brushes, rollers, and pans, glue, ladders, paint thinner, and more. So catch the holiday spirit and paint up for Christmas at Kelly's House & Homes Holiday Paint Sale.
Thanksgiving has arrived early at Montague Motors. This whole month is Black November with deep discounts on selected models. Roll out this season in style. Montague Motors, trusted quality service for over 20 years. Zero down, everyone. Village Road near Shirley. 698-3950. 812-7576. Call Montague Motors now and get the best discounts
Looking to elevate your gadget game or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Caves Village, or call 396-1100.
Inclusion, a Christmas holiday fair, Saturday, December 7th, 12 noon until at Government House Grounds. Come and enjoy a jolly, wonderful playground, bingo and domino tournaments, boxing match, tree lighting, drama, spoken word, teen scene, Bahamian concert, native dishes and drinks will be on sale. Admission is absolutely free. Inclusion, a Christmas holiday fair, Saturday, December 7th, 12 noon until at Government House Grounds.
Around the world, Cleveland Clinic is recognized as a leader in healthcare. Our team of experts relentlessly pursues the best for our patients. From groundbreaking cancer research to state-of-the-art heart surgery, life-saving innovations happen here every day. When it's time to travel for your health, it's time to travel to Cleveland Clinic. Your destination for care, for every care in the world. To learn more, visit clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
It turns out that there is more than one special gift to give that special someone this Christmas. Consumers are searching for the perfect presents and the right prices. So why not place your products or services in the Nassau Guardian's Holiday Gift Guide? And this year's Christmas shoppers will be sure to find that special something for everyone on their list. You can have your ads published twice in December in the Nassau Guardian's Holiday Gift Guide, in addition to 10, 15, and 30-second commercials, and not to mention a web ad on the Nassau Guardian's website. Advertising deadline, remember, is November 29th. For more information, contact your sales agents or call the Nassau Guardian Advertising Department at 302-2300. That's 302-2300. And ask about our Holiday Gift Guide Media Bundle. You don't want to miss this opportunity. Ring in those holiday profits by placing an ad in the Nassau Guardian Holiday Gift Guide. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 9 and BTC Float Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Joining me now, Laverne Gardner on a Tuesday, filling in for DeQuesta who's been under the weather, but hopefully will be back with us on Thursday. So Laverne has graciously agreed to be with us today. Good morning, Laverne. Great to have you with us.
Good morning, Dwight. It's good to be here.
We've got a lot to talk about on this Tuesday, including International Men's Day, which is today. We're going to be talking about that, what it means, and some of the events happening today and over the next few days. And then later, it's our monthly series with the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation Chamber Hour. Today, we're going to be highlighting what some of the chamber members are doing for Thanksgiving and Black Friday and Christmas. Just over a month away. Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Time is just flying by.
Yeah, it really is. So we're going to get into all that this morning. But right now, there is a lot to talk about in the news. In the news, a lot to get to. The big headlines in the paper is CCA puts up Bahamas hotels as security, moving to May to stay the enforcement of the judgment made in Sarkis Merlian's favor. So they've put up the British Colonial and Margaritaville. There's a whole lot in this, a lot of it legal jargon and very technical, but that's in the paper today. You definitely want to get today's Nassau Guardian to read all about it. This is going to be long and going to play out. This very ugly chapter closes. But yeah, that's very interesting what's going on there. So again, that's in today's Nassau Guardian. There's a lot more we want to get to as well. But before we do that, let's get to some of the good news. Jonquel Jones on her welcome back tour, celebrating her WNBA victory and MVP win, and in Nassau now, and meeting the Prime Minister and a whole lot of exciting things yesterday. For the latest on that, take a listen to this report from our Vonique Toot.
Most valuable player Jonquel Jones paid a visit to the office of the Prime Minister on Monday following her triumphant return to the Bahamas, where she has been met with an outpouring of love and support following her standout performance with the New York Liberty in securing the 2024 WNBA championship. Jones flew to Grand Bahama last week to bask in the glory of her remarkable achievement before traveling to New Providence over the weekend.
It's really been a pleasure to be welcomed, to be received, to be seen. And we've been having a great time, and just looking forward to just being in Nassau and seeing all of the things that's been happening here and all the ways that people have been celebrating. But thank you so much to you, your staff, and everybody that's been involved, because the moment was not missed. We've been celebrating. Everything has been top notch. And I'm just really thankful for the opportunity to be able to come home and do this, to see my people, to give back to my people, and then to be appreciated by my people.
Jones extended this invitation to Prime Minister Philip Davis, whom she once gifted a pair of tennis shoes.
Hope to see you in New York soon at the Barclays Center watching the game. We'll have you courtside. We'll give you another pair of shoes if you need it. So, we hope to see you in City as well, because the gym and the energy is amazing, and it's something that I would want, if possible, every Bahamian to experience and see the level of women's sports and the appreciation, and just the fandom and the energy in that stadium is amazing. So,
Prime Minister Davis says Jones' success over the years is a great inspiration for young Bahamians, and expressed confidence that she will continue to make her country proud.
Just thank her for bringing the joy to our hearts in her display of talent that she's been exhibiting over the many years. And now what I'm happy about is that the WNBA is asserting themselves to ensure that they get equal pay as the male counterparts in the NBA, which means that they will not have to be trotting all over the world to try to continue to make a living.
He also joked there is another thing he is extremely proud of.
I think she left home run. She was 13.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
She left Holmes' Rock when she was 13 to go play basketball in the States. And guess what? She ain't lose her accent.
It gets stronger when I come home, though. I will say that.
Y'all notice that?
True behavior.
And many of our athletes go away, and when they come back, they spend 2 days in the States on the league, and they talk in Yankee. So that's amazing.
Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture Mario Bolek says Jones comes from a family of great basketball players.
I want you to know that as the minister responsible for sports, we are very proud of you and your achievements, and we look forward to you bringing us many, many more championships, whether it's at Liberty or anywhere else.
Providence, including a rush out and basketball clinic. Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vonique Toot.
Okay, all right. Sounds like everybody's having a great time there. Just wonderful, wonderful stuff. And of course, there's more in today's Guardian sports section about the camp, the clinic that she had at Candlelight Gym, and the pictures of the rush out. And oh man, so between Grand Bahama and New Providence, I hope John Quell is feeling the love and appreciation.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, great stuff there. All right, so that's happening, and there is also this. The Ministry of National Security on high alert about security firms illegally hiring foreigners. For more on this, take a listen to this report, again from our Vonique Toot.
Warning to security firms regarding the growing presence of non-Bahamians working as security guards. Chief In-House Counsel Paul Jones says officials suspect that a number of foreign nationals are being employed as security personnel across the country, and firms are illegally employing them.
Suspect that a number of non-Bahamians is working in this area because once we know that for sure, of course, Mr. Smith and his team will deal with that, all right? But yes, we suspect that a number of persons are employing non-Bahamians in this area for various reasons.
Like what?
Well, some persons say that Bahamians don't like to work or come to work on time or work so many days, and so therefore they have to lean on these other persons. But that's what they say. As we know, it's an industry restricted for Bahamians.
Jones was unable to comment on which nationalities are working as guards, but warned security firms against going down that road.
It's protected for Bahamians. Now, there may be an inroad. There's one inroad for the spouses of Bahamian citizens who have a spousal permit. They might be able to apply and perhaps work, but when you look around the length and breadth of the Bahamas, you see some persons who don't fit that description.
He also noted that all security guards must have a license that is issued through the Ministry of National Security. He added a license is critical to identifying all guards.
It would affect a whole lot of things because most of the companies are required to have indemnity insurances and stuff to cover in the event something happens as it relates to their security guards while on duty. And so, of course, if they don't have their licenses, you know what that means to the insurance company. They possibly will not pay if they are found at fault. All right, so that's very critical. So not only the security guard must have a license, but the company, the business must be properly licensed to carry out those functions.
Jones was also asked about the possibility of security guards carrying firearms in the future. He says it's something that will be discussed at a private security awareness and protection seminar being hosted by the ministry.
We discussed that only last week, and this morning, Mrs. Smith and I discussed that. There is a possibility, and so this seminar would give us an opportunity to also hear from them, you see, and so that we can put forward certain recommendations to cause certain things to come into being. They're the actual practitioners. They are out there in the field, and as I've said, they're the front line. And, we rely on them. The police rely on them to be situations and activities around schools.
Reporting for the Guardian News Network, I'm Vonique Toot.
Okay, all right. So let's get into this. So a lot of people are surprised that this is a thing because there's no evidence to support that there wasn't allowances for this if you go to many places. But anyway, so apparently, yes, you heard that. Apparently, you need to. This is reserved for Bahamians.
Right.
And of course, they need special licenses from the Ministry of National Security. So lots of questions. Let's get your reaction to it. And the things that were raised in the story about the fact that firms are saying they're having problems with Bahamians who don't want to work and don't want to, who only show up a few days, and the usual stuff we hear. Let's talk about it. Give us a call. 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. What do you make of it, Laverne? Just on the face of it, this is curious.
Like you said, it's what we hear all the time, right? Oh, Bahamians don't want to work. I don't believe that's always the truth, but it's something that's said, and I think that some companies use it. Now, are there some people who don't want to work? Is that like particular to just a Bahamian thing? Absolutely not. So yes, you will find people who may not be interested in working, but for the most part, I think the companies use it as an excuse to do. In this instance, it may be to hire non-Bahamians. But let's also, in those issues, sometimes when you have Bahamians not showing up to work, or let's see what the issue is, right? We're these kind of people. Let's be honest about our culture. We're not the type who's going to go in and say, you know what, this situation is untenable. I've been working a double, or how many, whatever. I haven't had any time off. I'm only making minimum wage or barely above minimum wage. You have me as a security officer with maybe not sufficient training, working in certain conditions. I don't really have access to a bathroom. I have to. So, what we will do is not show up as a form of protest.
I don't know about that. I think that might be a younger Bahamian thing. I don't think that's who we were.
No, but I'm just saying we may take, and I don't mean not show up ever. Mm-hmm. We may, if it gets to a point where it's like we can't take it.
Well, you quit.
We'll be like, I'm not going in tomorrow.
Okay.
In some instances, but I do not believe it's true that Bahamians do not want to work. And sometimes it is because that is why they are not coming to work, or that is why not coming to work, but that is why they may start the job. And what you tell them in the interview is not exactly what it is when they're actually on the job.
Yeah.
It changes. And so they decide, you know what? I'm out of here.
Yeah.
So then you have a high rate of attrition, and you sum it up to Bahamians don't want to work, when in some cases, look at your policies and procedures. Look at the people maybe you have in supervisory positions who don't have any proper supervisory training, and they think that being a supervisor means that you must treat the people that are your line staff as if they are your children.
Yeah. They see it all. They see the ones who just don't have the right work ethic and the ones who are really frustrated by the conditions.
Yeah. But we lump it all. We're not necessarily talking about the working conditions, what people are experiencing, but we talk a lot about Bahamians not wanting to work. And that is so unfair to put a label on people, because much like, I'm sure you would agree with me, we know people who have been on their jobs for however long. We know people who show up every day, right? And so to say that this is the issue, I don't think so. Yeah. And then I don't know if you have the same thing in New Providence. Every time I turn around, I feel like there's a new security company over here.
Oh, company in general? Oh, really? Okay.
I'm like, what? So even when I look at that, because of the conditions, so they go, you know what, this is horrible. Yeah. I can't even get to go to the doctor. Well, let me try over here and let me try this next company. They may be a little bit better.
Okay, we got a lot of callers. I just want to put this out there too. What do you think of this policy that this industry should be reserved for Bahamians only. Is that something that should continue going forward? We've got people saying we need to bring in foreign police officers because everybody's too familiar. It's interesting that this is reserved for Bahamians only. Let's see. Just want to get your views on it. Let's take this call and see what you say. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
And good morning, Laverne. Hey, Dwight.
Good morning.
It isn't true that Bahamians don't want to work, especially inside this industry we are talking about today, right? What actually are going on inside that industry when it relates to Bahamians? The people who works in that the Bahamians who work in that industry, it takes them quite some time every 2 weeks to get their money. I know a lot of them, right? They go to work, but when it's time to pay, we need to start saying Bahamians don't like to pay Bahamians, right? And then once we realize that Bahamians don't like to pay, then we can understand why Bahamians don't like to work for Bahamians who don't like to pay Bahamians, right? That's one of the biggest issues we get on in this country. But it's only an excuse to cause foreign entities to take over. To take over some of our industries. We have lots of industries right now being infiltrated by what was designated strictly for Bahamians and now being controlled and by foreign nationals, right? So I don't know what it is
sure
we are
about that?
doing, but the authorities for some.
You sure about that, or you just see a lot of people in jobs that used to be held by Bahamians?
I'm not sure about that, man, Dwight.
That used to be exclusively for Bahamians?
Huh?
That used to be exclusively for Bahamians?
Right. Bus driving, taxi driving, all them things used to be exclusive for Bahamians.
Interesting.
Right? The whole tourism industry is supposed to be exclusive for Bahamians. That ain't happening no more, Dwight.
Wow.
Okay. That ain't happening no more. All over the tourist industry, you have tourists them asking us if we to speak a different language, Dwight. All over.
Wow.
Right? But at the end of the day, my brother, right? The authorities in this country are the ones who are responsible for what we see. And now we can't believe these people will come looking for a better way of life and find it, Dwight. That ain't their fault, The problem what we have is governance, right? Who is not protecting their citizens when they reach us, Dwight.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I see on our digital pages on the NASA Guardian on Facebook, somebody say, okay, well, go check out Fish Fry now. I don't know if making conch salad was reserved for Bahamians, but certainly there are very few doing it at the Fish Fry. I don't know, is that labor or national security? It's probably labor. Let's take this call. Good morning, you're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight. How you doing?
Doing well, good morning.
And good morning to Laverne. Dwight,
Good morning.
I'm driven to take the approach that Laverne took, but even on a broader scale. Let's not make the mistake of being single-pronged in how we view this particular issue, because it's a very broad issue when it comes down to the immersion of foreign labor in the Bahamian market. It's not as very narrow as the proprietor made it in the interview. I'll start by saying this. Let's back up to NIB. NIB said to us, using data from the Department of Labor, that the Bahamas is experiencing a population shrinkage. Our labor force is shrinking. That's why NIB also indicated that they needed to come up with strategies to increase our contribution. One of the motivation behind that was the shrinkage. Our population is not growing. That's a fact. When you add into that the challenge that we have with the finding quality workers in a shrinking labor pool, added to the fact that the things that Laverne brought to the table when she talked about the flaws that you might find in the hiring company, it's a very broad set of circumstances that lead to, when you go to the fish fry, you see the servers. Even in some instances now, the new proprietors of a lot of businesses are no longer Bahamian. The multifaceted issues that cause these things. And what I don't want us to do with this particular issue is zoom in on all Bahamians are being replaced. We need to end up on the side where we address as many of these issues if we're going to speak informatively and effectively to this issue. Yes, I've worked in security companies over the years, and a lot of the issues that Laverne raised is spot on. Even the gentleman earlier, those issues are spot on. But we cannot even examine those issues in the absence of when it's time to look for labor in a market where the labor market is shrinking. I'll give you a typical example, and then I'll hang up. There was a gentleman, he works for one of the big construction companies. He and I converge many mornings in one of the coffee shops. And he's a Bahamian, very diligent, hardworking young Bahamian. And he said to me that his presence in that construction company is like gold because he's one of the few Bahamians that nails it every time. He's on time. He brings all the qualities to the table. He said, and his boss said to him that when he first hired him, he said, I placed a Jamaican in the room to lay tiles. I placed a Mexican in the room to lay tiles as one of these big high-end development that's coming up on stream soon. He said, and I put a Bahamian, 3 people. He said, by evening I went, the Mexican was finished the room that he was set to tile. The Jamaican was halfway through. He said, and the Bahamian guy told me he left his tools home. I'm just saying that when we approach this discussion over the next 30, 40 minutes, I would hope that Bahamians look at all aspects of the challenges involved in labor in the Bahamas. And it's not as simple as some people make it sound.
Yeah, well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Okay. Let's take another call and we'll get to your text messages. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Early days, I'm getting voice along with you on the line.
Hi, good morning. Good morning.
We need justice, law, and order in the Bahamas. Dwight, a lot of people, Bahamians, doesn't want to work. What they want to do, just hang around, hang on the blocks, okay, and break your house open when you leave your house. That's what's happening, okay? And I've experienced it. And I hang on the block at times also, right? And I wondered why. You know, I see a lot of guys not working, and they don't care about working, and I wondered why. You know what I'm saying? All they want to do is, I won't say, but say just don't care about working.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Wow. Let's get to some of your messages. This person says here, I totally agree with the caller. As a former employee of labor, the tourism industry is infiltrated by foreigners. The security companies, construction companies, where Bahamians go to BTVI and still can't get a job after they've gotten certifications for their trade. All jobs given to foreigners, vendors, and now they've taken it further where these foreigners are proprietors hiring their own, and the Chinese are only hiring Haitians. The place needs work, but Bahamians are not hiring Bahamians and don't want to pay Bahamians. Oh, my goodness. This text just said, this is like the security companies are late paying their customary fees. This is not what that caller said. This person, oh my goodness gracious. I suspect the security companies are late paying their customary fees to that government officer, and now they're being targeted. Come on now. Wow. Boy. Do you run a business with employees, Laverne? I can tell you how difficult it is to find good and competent Bahamian employees, and I work in financial services. Unfortunately, we have a terrible work ethic. The quality of these rinky-dinky and lawless, unregulated security firms that pop up everywhere abusing their staff doesn't make it any better either. Eek. Okay. I absolutely love the Bahamian-only policy when it comes to security guards. It is a matter of national security, not only if we can apply that same policy to the supermarkets, especially the cashiers. So I can't even pronounce some of their names in a popular supermarket. Why do you need to? It's nice to know people's names, but you don't. Or you could ask them if you really want to know how they pronounce their names. So come on, please. Anyway, security companies barely pay minimum wage. They don't pay on time, don't pay proper overtime, horrible management, supervision. Okay. Good morning. It's not that conch salad making is only for Bahamians, but like one person always says, it's about guarding our culture. When your food is one When your food, for one example, is no longer, it's about erasing your culture. Okay, some words are mixed up there, but I think we get what you're saying. This person says here, there is a combination of reasons why people don't show up for work these days. Laverne, I applaud your advocacy in highlighting some of the reasons why people might not show up for work. In my view, being on both sides of the issue, I see the following. One, young Bahamians, millennials and Gen Zs don't typically show up to work. Regardless of two, there is a stigma attached to Bahamian security guards. There is. They will set you up to be robbed. Wow. Okay. That's really generalizing. That's a lot. And three, wages can or should be paid commensurate with the skills and qualifications and how well you do your job. But I could go on and on. Well, that was already a lot. Let's take some more calls. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Laverne.
Hi. Good morning.
Yeah, what is the topic of the discussion?
Sir, were you not listening?
I'm just tuning in.
No, well, you got to listen and then call us back. Come on, oh God. Good morning, call. You're on the air. Okay. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. What is this? You remember, I'm thrown off now, Laverne. I don't even know what's happening.
Why are you thrown off?
I don't know. It's a bit irritated, but
are you using this as an excuse to go home, Dwight?
Right? See, this is why they walk off the job, because you're asking me stupid questions. Of course, you get irritated. You know what? I'm gone. I left my tools at home.
Now you want to go?
I left my tools at home. I gotta go. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Laverne.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, I can probably comment on all your conversation this morning, or your topic.
You know what the topic is, right?
Yeah, let me do it, of course.
Okay. Thank you, John.
Yeah, secondly, let me speak to the security issue first. In this people, I've managed a security firm. And I have said to you on a talk show before, I think it's time that the police force look at the security, the third arm of the police force.
Yeah.
And they get the reservists, the police and reservists. I think they need to look at the securities as the third arm of the police force so they get proper training. And they will then be equipped to carry arms. And the reason why I'm saying this, I believe the government has to subsidize security firms. There's a must that government do that. Reason being this. So when I was in the security business as a manager of one of the security firms, and we would put a bid in for a contract. When you tell the employer that you want $9.50 an hour for an officer, they think you're asking for too much at the minimum wage of $6.50. Or in some cases, you may have to pay the officer $7, $8. What they don't understand is that one security, at least we had an organized security firm. And I must say, the one thing I like with the security firm I managed, they had no problem paying on time. The boss used to take his personal money and pay those staff until he get checks from the person that he had the contract with. That's the problem, don't pay on time. Of course, security officers not be paid on time. So what we would have to explain to a customer is, when you get a security officer, you're not just getting that one body. We never used to give you a watchman. We tried to give you a security officer, not a watchman. You will get that officer, that counts for a supervisor, that counts for a control room. We have 24-hour control room. If something goes wrong, you'll be able to call the control room. We have to be able to dispatch a supervisor out there who's in a patrol car. So that $9.50 we asked for, $10 if we were able to get that, that's to cover 3 different persons that are employed and equipment.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't want to pay for that. They do not want to pay for security officers. They want to pay for a watchman.
Wow.
And when you talk about the training, secondly, for the most part, the security officers get on the job training. They don't go in a class and all that sort of thing. We give them an interview, who am I working with? Then we send a supervisor to train them while they're on the job. So for the most part, they're disrespected by the general public if they know they don't have a power of arrest to some extent. They can, probably hold you if something happens until the police come, or they got to call the police for backup.
Mm.
If they get proper training through the police department, or the police could establish some former police officers who have experience and start a security academy, and the security firms get recruits from there, then you won't have this problem. All these Haitians, for the most part, you might as well be upfront, who gets the job. Like, yeah, the Haitians are dedicated, and they will come to work, and for the most part, they'll be on time. But the thing is this. The Bahamian guys, in order for them to make extra money in the security fund, there's a violation in the law. These guys can ask you to give them extra hour because the security fund cannot afford to pay them time and a half or double time. You only pay double time for public holidays. And that's still in your contract. If you really tell the customer you need to bill in for overtime, they don't hear that. They want a body there anytime that is supposed to be there to cover the shift. And even the government will be late on paying. So I hope some government persons, especially those in finance, will hear it. You got to pay the security funds on time in order for them to pay their workers so that these guys will come to work.
Yep.
And like I started to say, they will ask you to give them extra hours so that they can make a decent salary. Because for the most part, they only can make the minimum wage a little above the minimum wage our security fund used to pay. And it's very difficult for a security fund to pay better than that the guy provides uniforms. And for the most part, the guys them get insurance. These things are very costly to a security firm. The government needs to subsidize security firms exactly the way they subsidize the private school. If we can take security fears in this country and be the third arm of the police force, so these guys will have power of arrest. They will understand the law. They know how far they can go, and they can weed out some of the foreigners working there who are illegal.
Yeah.
Now, as it relates to the tourism industry, my brother, the callers who call earlier, especially the gentleman, he hit the nail right on the head. And I think you basically mentioned too. Only Haitian basically employed at the fish fry. And 80% of the persons employed on there are non-Bahamians. Not that I don't expect for not be able to get a job in the country, but it's supposed to be where you cannot find a Bahamian, a suitable Bahamian for a job. The Labor Department will grant you a labor certificate, which you can now go to immigration and get a work permit. That's not happening for the most part. A lot of people have work permit for a particular task, and they're performing a different duty. They have a particular work permit for a particular employer, and they're working elsewhere.
Yeah.
These are violations of the law.
Crazy
and
stuff.
I don't know if all these employers understand, the Bahamian employers have to understand, you cannot employ a foreigner on a work permit if he is not working for you. If you didn't apply for the work permit for him. So you can't take Jonathan the Haitian and use him as a security guy. That is a violation of the law. So I would hope that the conference is going on, that's still going on. I wish I knew, but I'm ready to go on there and really try to push this plug for the police department to give consideration to the security forces to give them some assistance. If that is still going on, I try to make myself available data show on there and give them some strength. A lot of them have been asking me to form a union for them, but it's difficult to form a union for a security firm because normally you have to cut a contract with the employer, and these guys get several different contracts. So I've been trying to encourage them to do a security association, so at least they can make sure every security officer is properly trained, get the insurance coverage, get proper rest, and all the rest of that.
John, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We got to have you back to talk about this in depth. Former Director of Labor, John Pinder there. We're going to take this call really quickly, and then we got to go to a break. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good morning, caller. You're on the air. Are you there? Yes. Hi, good morning.
Dwight, good morning, Laverne. Very quickly here.
Yes.
I endorse every single last word that the previous caller, John, had spoken to. Of course, I'm employed by the security company, and a lot of the aspects that he spoke to, we are actually seeing in real time. I'm also one of those proponents who believe that the security companies is likened to a third branch of the Royal Bahamas Police Force. I believe that the officers should be trained as if they were police officers. I believe that they should be armed to a point, such as the police officers, and given even the proper training with guns, if necessary. Right now, the police, the security guard in a lot of these locations are treated as if they are invisible. They are not respected. And I believe that once they can get the proper training and they can get the proper tools to work with, perhaps we can bring some dignity to the security feel as many of these officers should be experiencing. And my last point is, the myriad of topics that you have this morning is very provocative in terms of even right down for the sake of time. I won't even talk about the top story with the Sarkis Merlian case, which is I'll probably because I'm telling you, when I heard the breaking news, I liken him now to the Butch Stewart of the Caribbean. Whereas if this case goes in the direction that it goes, the 3 hotels or 3 entities in the Bahamas, which are mega resorts.
Well, don't get too far ahead of yourself. There's a long way to go before we get to that.
I know, but
it is interesting what's going on. Okay, thanks a lot. All right, we got to take a break. We're going to be back with a whole lot more Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio in just a bit.
It hurts my heart to see you cry. I know it's dark, this part of life. Oh, it finds us all. We're too small to stop the rain. Oh, but when it rains, I will stand by. I will help you through when you've done all you can do and you can't cope. I will dry your eyes. I will fight your fight. I will hold you tight, and I won't let you fall. Don't be afraid to fall.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
This is AP News. I'm Rita Foley. Something new this morning from Russia's President Putin.
Russian president has signed a revised nuclear doctrine, declaring that a conventional attack on Russia by any nation that's supported by a nuclear power will be considered a joint attack on his country. The signing of the doctrine, which says that any massive aerial attack on Russia could trigger a nuclear response, reflects Putin's readiness to threaten use of the country's nuclear arsenal to force the West to back down as Moscow presses a slow-moving offensive in Ukraine. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
This comes after President Biden used longer-range missiles supplied by the U.S. to hit targets inside Russia. Just as millions of Americans get ready to hit the road for the holidays, one part of this nation is going to get some pretty bad weather, say forecasters. The AP's Donna Warder has this.
Forecaster Bob Oravec of the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center says a strong storm called an atmospheric river is expected to bring heavy rain and winds to Northern California and the Pacific Northwest, beginning late Tuesday into Wednesday.
It's not going to be falling across very populated areas, but still there's going to be the potential for rock and mudslides and debris flows, and also some very serious flooding issues.
The region is also bracing for power outages and tree damage. Forecasters say the storm is expected to reach its maximum intensity on Wednesday. I'm Donna Warder.
A 51-year-old man's in custody in New York after 3 people were stabbed to death in Manhattan yesterday. Authorities say the attacks were random and the suspect didn't take anything from the victims. They say they're working to understand what set this off. Arthur Frommer has died, the travel writer. He was 95. It was complications from pneumonia, says his daughter. Frommer started writing about travel while serving in the U.S. Army in Europe in the 1950s. This is AP News. Now to Wyoming and abortion laws. The AP's Ben Thomas has
Wyoming's overall ban on abortion and its prohibition on the use of medication to end a pregnancy violate women's rights under the state's constitution. Teton County District Judge Melissa Owens had blocked the laws from taking effect in previous orders. The decision marks another victory for abortion rights advocates after voters in 7 states passed measures in support of access. 13 states are currently enforcing bans on abortion at all stages of pregnancy, with limited exceptions. 4 have bans that kick in at or about 6 weeks, often before women realize they're pregnant. I'm Ben Thomas.
About 1 in 5 Americans regularly get their news from digital influencers, who are more likely to be found on X. That from the Pew Research Center. I'm Rita Foley, AP News.
7:46 the time for another check. Well, your first look at traffic for the morning brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. A reminder of the roadworks going on at Balfour Avenue. This is a daily between 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and expected to continue until November 27th. You're asked to avoid this area if you can, or at least follow all posted traffic signs. Again, that's 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Balfour Avenue. In your real-time traffic right now, as usual, Mile Butler Highway, your hot spot this morning. Heavy traffic well south of the Fire Trail roundabout, northbound, all the way up to Tawny Cooling's Darling Highway. Your alternate routes are also busy for you. Gladstone Road from Fire Trail straight up to John F. Kennedy Drive. And we're seeing some slow-moving westbound traffic on John F. Kennedy Drive as well toward the roundabout with Gladstone Road, especially near Theodore Lane. Blue Hill Road's going to be busy for you near Carmichael. And Blue Hill's going to be busy for you again once you get closer to the roundabout with Independence Drive. Independence Drive really looking bad for you this morning. Westbound, heavy traffic pretty much all the way to East Street. And eastbound on Independence Drive also busy for you at this hour. East Street and Soldier Road, north and south of that intersection, northbound lanes, heavy traffic for you there. Then we've got Prince Charles Drive at the major intersections, especially as you get closer to Beatrice Avenue, and then into Robinson Road, slow-moving westbound traffic for you there. Soldier Road is going to be busy north of that intersection on the way to Village, Bernard Wolfe, and Bernard Wolfe and Village Roads. And then Eastern Road, you're pretty much parked from San Souci straight up to Johnson Road if you're heading westbound this morning. Heavy traffic on West Bay Street near Saunders Beach and New Providence Highway. That's what we're seeing right now. We'll have another update for you after the 8 o'clock news. Morning Blend Traffic brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you. And time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. We've got a cold front that's expected to move into the northern Bahamas on Thursday. Ahead of that, though, we've got broad high pressure that continues to support a dry and stable air mass across the islands through at least Wednesday. Once that front moves through, though, expect gusty winds and shower activity. The front's going to gradually move through the islands, bringing high pressure, and that's going to build behind it, bringing relatively pleasant and more comfortable conditions. For today, across most areas, we're looking at partly cloudy conditions, just about a 10 to 20% chance of showers. Temperatures near 84 Fahrenheit for highs, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about, depending where you are, 68 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 to 22 Celsius. In your extended outlook for Wednesday, partly cloudy conditions. Thursday, the changes start to come in, so partly cloudy to cloudy and a bit breezy, a 20 to 40% chance of showers in the northern and northwest Bahamas as that front moves through. Then Friday, partly cloudy to cloudy, and that's going to hold pretty much through Sunday before we see partly sunny and mild conditions, fair and mild at night. We'll take a closer look at the tropics in our next weather check after the 8 o'clock news. This weather check brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Get a deal on all 2024 electric vehicle models in stock at Easy Car Sales. Visit their online store at easy242.com for financing, discounts, and rebates while they last.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
No more wishing for your Christmas ideas to come true. Get a no-fee loan from RBC and make those ideas a reality.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
Finding the right loan for all of your Christmas ideas starts with a conversation. Visit a branch to speak with an advisor today. Offer ends December 31st.
It's easy to go the extra mile when you fill up with Esso Synergy Supreme Plus fuel. It keeps your engine clean and running smoothly, which helps to make every fill-up last longer. Choose Esso Synergy Supreme Plus fuel today for better gas mileage and better performance. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license. Benefits are based on Synergy-branded gasoline compared to gasoline meeting minimum government detergency standards. Actual benefits may vary based on factors such as vehicle type, driving style, and gasoline previously used.
In the world of business, technology is not a city, and for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
I've been up at Penda and I meet him in the showroom. I said, Penda, I just come out of a showroom in Portugal and let me tell you something, them showroom and selection ain't got nothing on yours. Man, I like this stock of porcelain and ceramic tile you got here. What I really like is the range of sizes that come in. 8 by 48, 12 by 24, 24 by 24. And what I really like more than the things I really like is the price. From $275 a square foot to $494 a square foot and all in between. You can't beat that. Not even with a 2x4 from Enterprises.
Standard Services on Shirley Street, your everything Christmas store, has the perfect gifts just for you. Now until December 24th, you can get 5 to 50% off everything in store, plus 20% off Christmas lights, 25% off artificial Christmas trees, Christmas decorations, and all toys. Standard Services, just around the block with everything in stock. They have everything you need to keep everyone happy this Christmas season. Get the perfect gifts, plus 5 to 50% off everything at Standard Services on Shirley Street, your everything Christmas store. Open Sunday, December 22nd.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
So I'm flying back to the island, so let's go. When you hear them beating that drum and calypso, na na, there's a party going on. You can know till the break of dawn. Sweet music, man, it makes everyone lose control. Everybody, here we go, here we go. It's better in the bomb. Everybody, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we got it going on. Everybody, here we go, here we go. It's better in the bomb. If you from the 242, put your hand up, gonna stand up for the 242. Let them know you from the 242.
We're back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner on this Tuesday morning. We're talking about what's in the news, talking about the Ministry of National Security issuing a warning on high alert to security firms whom they say are illegally hiring foreigners. This is a sector reserved for Bahamians, and they're seeing more and more non-Bahamians in these positions. So we've got a lot of your text messages here, Laverne. Let's read some of these. This person says here, that sector is a race to the bottom. Wow, extremely easy to start and is now oversaturated. For example, a company might only be able to bill $15 an hour, $5 for the worker, $5 for overhead, and $5 for profits. This is not a good business model, hence the issues. Wow, okay. This person says, I wouldn't say Bahamians don't want to work a job and still get paid. They don't want to work hard for their money.
There are too many hardworking Bahamians for us to just keep generalizing this.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. And I'm offended for every single one of those hardworking Bahamians.
Absolutely.
There are too many of us who go to work, do the job, go above and beyond, who aren't even compensated for all that they do.
Not even thanked.
To do,
not even thanked. Yeah.
who, when the company decides
when they go above board,
they make the decision to maybe cut back, they let go of someone, they're given additional duties without additional compensation of any kind.
Wow.
And so, yes, I say again, we do have bad apples. We do have Bahamians who have poor work ethics. But it happens. And I don't think it's just particular to Bahamians, right? And so I think that we need to stop that.
Absolutely.
We need to stop saying Bahamians don't like to work or Bahamians don't do their job.
Yeah. Thank you, Laverne. I really appreciate that.
Even to the texter who said it's so difficult to find employees in financial services. Well, banking is financial services, right?
Yeah.
And you walk into our banks and they are filled with Bahamians working. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. If we see ourselves as this,
absolutely,
what is everybody else going to see us as? We have to stop this. And that's not me wearing rose-colored glasses, by the way, because yes, I know I have encountered really terrible employees. But that is not all Bahamians.
Yeah, not even the majority. Not the majority.
Not even the majority with this generalization.
Absolutely. Let me read the last of these messages. The person says here, assuming we take the approach that we need to increase our population by bringing in workers, the last thing we need is a mass influx of low-skilled, poor immigrants. What now? That's a sure way to destroy your economy. Every progressive country I know balances their immigration permits. They want skills. Cayman is majority immigrants, but they are high-skilled and high-income. Guess what else that model does? It attracts investors with good jobs because they can find skilled labor locally. It helps businesses because more persons are able to pay for goods. At the same time, we can't overnight swing 360 degrees. We need to have a concerted plan to move 90% of the current low-skilled Bahamians to high-skilled workers. We are in a mess, and we need thinkers to steer the ship. Okay. Most of the managers in these companies are not trained and are horrible at hiring and managing. They will blame everyone before they have a look at themselves. Yeah. Wow. Most of the Bahamians at my university in Canada studied business or accounting. I mean, that's very okay. Thank you for that information. I don't know what's happening. Dwight, I hear you and Laverne lamenting the fact.
Maybe it's talking about skill.
Oh, okay. I hear you and Laverne lamenting the fact that Bahamians don't want to work. Well, we're commenting on people saying that, yes. I agree we have some good workers out there. Before you get offended, look at the productivity reports over the last 30 years. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Okay, no. And this text here says, I believe we often overlook an important issue in the Bahamas. Many of our brightest students who excel in school and attend university abroad are not returning home. In the 1990s, graduates typically came back after completing their studies, and many of us now hold supervisory or managerial roles. We find ourselves hiring mostly part-time university students or individuals without degrees. The reality is the Bahamas does not offer competitive pay for university graduates, which discourages them from returning. Unless we address this issue seriously, the country will continue to face challenges. By undervaluing labor, we've created a situation where businesses rely heavily on foreign workers and deliver subpar service, all to keep labor costs low. This trend is evident in sectors like security, fish fry food stores, and gas stations, and while it may benefit business owners in the short term, it ultimately harms the country's growth and potential. Wow. Interesting. Okay, let's break for news, and when we come back, we've got a lot more to talk about on this Tuesday. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
If is heaven on earth. The best sun, sun, and sea in the West Indies. Yeah. Everybody, here we go. Here we go. It's better in the morning. Everybody, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we got it going on. Everybody, here we go. Here we go. It's better in the mornings. And we got it going on. One night till the break of dawn. If you from the 242, put your hand up on it, stand up for the 242. Let 'em know you're from the 242. Put your hands up in the air, celebrate your time is here. Because we're moving forward, upward, onward, together, moving forward, upward, onward, together, moving forward, upward, onward, together now. How I love to see them girls on the beach. Love to see them girls on the beach. Love to see them girls on the beach. One people united in love and service. One people united in love and service. One people united in love and service. One people united in love and service.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Busy mornings demand a hearty breakfast, so start your mornings off the wrap. Enjoy this savory wrap that's packed with fresh cracked eggs, breakfast potatoes, and a melty cheese sauce, with a choice of savory sausage or crispy bacon, all wrapped in a warm, soft tortilla. Wendy's always serves breakfast the right way.
Make your house a home. Stop by the furniture store that's giving you more. With appliances, furniture, and reclines, whatever you want, we got it all. Promise Furniture, no one better. We give it you, we make it worthwhile. We make it quality, comfort, and style. Quality and style, yeah. Promise Furniture, no one better. What we give it you, we make it worthwhile. Giving you quality, comfort, and style. Promise Furniture.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
No more wishing for your Christmas ideas to come true. Get a no-fee loan from RBC and make those ideas a reality.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
Finding the right loan for all of your Christmas ideas starts with a conversation. Visit a branch to speak with an advisor today. Offer ends December 31st.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Come on. Yeah. Gotta do it. Go back to the island, boy. Let's go. Wake up early one morning, kiss my mama goodbye. Going back to the island, I say, don't worry, mama, don't die. I'll be leaving on the Isles Maple.
We're back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner on this Tuesday morning. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking about International Men's Day. That's today, every November 19th. We're going to be getting into that in just a bit. And later in business, it's our monthly series with the Chamber of Commerce, Chamber Hour, talking about Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and holiday specials of some of the chamber members. So looking forward to all of that in business. That's coming up. But we continue to talk about what's in the news. And a lot of you have been getting your views in on the warning that the Ministry of National Security is giving to security firms about hiring non-Bahamian security guards. The sector is reserved for Bahamians. They're saying this is not to be allowed. For the most part. So we're getting your reaction to that. Let me just read these final messages. There's another story I want to get to in the news this morning. This person says here, I agree with what? Okay. I think they're saying they agree with you, Laverne, about Bahamian workers. Bahamian workers are hard workers. Yeah. Okay. And this person says here, this statement from National Security, are the Defense Force officers allowed to leave? Okay, where you go into that? Here, get to this about Haiti. Okay, that's out of nowhere today. Yeah, we don't have enough time to get into that one. All right, so let's, I'm going to do this, yes, quickly, because I do want to move on. Let's take these calls quickly, and then is causing some my eyebrows, Laverne. They're like, what's happening here? But let's take this. Good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Laverne.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I also agree with Laverne. Bahamians are hard workers because I am one, and I'm a very hard worker. So my kids are, and my husband is. So that's a lot of Bahamians that I know that are very hard working. However, when it comes to the security firms, I have worked security before when I was in between jobs. And one of the things I find out working for them is, one, they do not pay their staff properly. They would call you last minute to go and work to work double, beyond double, and expect for you to still overperform, and while same time being underpaid. And they for the most part, they don't show respect for their staff. They don't pay you on time. That's another thing. There's a lot of reasons why I did not stay into it, because I noticed that there were a lot of shortcomings. You understand me? They expect you to perform like a police officer. That is their requirement of you. You are the policeman on the property. However, they don't pay you as such. They undervalue you. So a lot of Bahamians, for me, I took it because I had nothing to do, and even then, I threatened the owner to report him because I felt like it was that much unfair.
Wow. Okay.
So that is some of the reasons why they would hire foreigners, because a lot of Bahamians they get hired and they're not going to stay. They're not going to tolerate that nonsense.
Very disturbing.
If you working me 16. Come on, give me a break. My body needs to rest.
Yeah. Tough. That's very rough. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. This text here, the government really needs to crack down on these companies that advertise jobs for the sole purpose of getting work permits. Some don't even bother putting in contact information or put in snail mail addresses. We need to implement a progressive income tax for foreigners with work permits. Okay. All right, so I want to get to this, Laverne. All right, Travis Cartwright Cal writing about this. Immigration Director, government has not limited tourist stays to 30 days. So listen to this. The government has not restricted tourist stays in the Bahamas to 30 days, according to Immigration Director William Pratt. Pratt was asked yesterday to respond to concerns raised by winter residents and other visitors who said they were only allowed in the country for 30 days when normally they'd be allowed to stay for several months. In September, the Immigration Department implemented a new $200 non-refundable fee for visitors wishing to extend their stay in the country. It is also said that all visitors will be granted. A minimum stay of 30 days. Some visitors took to social media and complained that they were only stamped for 30 days, and afterwards they'd have to pay a $200 fee to apply for an extension. Pratt said the government's new policy has not changed the maximum amount of time visitors can stay in the country. So Pratt said, and okay, so listen carefully to this now. Quote, prior to the date of this extension processing fee coming into being, immigration had the discretion They could land visitors for 3 days or 5 days. What now? If a visitor spends 2 days, immigration gives them 5 days or whatever the case may be. Now, with this new initiative, all visitors would be admitted for a minimum of 30 days. We never said anything about maximum. We said a minimum of 30 days. So if you want to stay 3, get 30 days. If you want to stay a week, you automatically get 30 days. He reiterated that winter residents and boaters can still come to the country for prolonged visits. He said, quote, they are still allowed to receive their 3 months or 4 months at the port of entry when they arrive. We also make special provisions for boaters, so those people coming in to cruise the Bahamas, when the officers go at the marina, if they say they're going to be cruising for 4 months, 5 months, they get their 4 months and 4 or 5 months. Then in the Bahamas, they can still get whichever 3, 4, 5 months they want at the port of entry. And we have summer students who may be coming in to spend the summer with their parents who are on work permit in the Bahamas. We will still be landing them for the summer period at the port of entry. Nothing has changed. All we say is that everybody now should get a minimum of 30 days at the port of entry. You got that? Yep. Laverne, you following?
Confused.
I'm very confused.
So let's just get to the heart of the matter. Here.
Well, I hope we do.
Yes, they can come in. Yes, they can come in. Yes, they can stay for longer than 30 days. Do they have to pay? Because that's what the situation was, right? That you now have to pay.
You have to pay if you extend.
More than 30, if you go over 30 days.
I don't know if that's what they're saying.
What are they saying? Because this is a lot of talking. But the issue was that the new rule or regulation is that if you stay beyond 30 days, if you extend your time beyond 30 days, you have to pay a non-refundable $200 fee.
For everybody, even if you said you were coming for 4 months.
Okay. So my point is, let's don't try to confuse us. We didn't think that you were going to prevent someone from staying longer than 30 days. We just want to understand, will they have to pay? If I have a friend who wants to come and stay with us for 2 months,
will they have to pay
$200?
Right, so here we go. This is what he's saying. Pratt said that some immigration officers misinterpreted the new policy. Well, if they misinterpreted it, good Lord. He said, quote, some of the officers did not fully understand when we sent out the circular. It's almost always the case. He said, quote, I don't know. They misinterpreted it. We said minimum stay of 30 days. We never said limited or you can't land them longer than 30 days. We said a minimum. A few officers did make an error, and some tourists who normally come down and get their time at the airport, 1 or 2 of them complained that they were told that they could only get 30 days at the port. That is not so. We've already sent the information back out to those officers at the port to tell them, please understand what we are saying. All we're saying is that you must land nobody for less than 30 days. Persons who qualify to be landed for more than 30 days, if they request it, they are to be landed.
Yes, that's fine. But are they required to pay $200, Dwight? You notice that in this entire explanation, though,
it's very confusing.
This $200 never came up.
Because it's saying if you want an extension, you need to pay. But if you say you're coming in for 3 months, that's not an extension. That's what you're coming for. So do you have to pay because it's more than $30? I don't think so, but I can't. These examples just made it worse.
If I have a friend who decided from the very beginning, I'm coming for 2 months. So when they come in, do they pay or no? Because they already know that they're going to be here for 2 months.
Let's see if we can go back over this and see if we can understand this again. I mean, so again, no wonder the officers couldn't get it.
I'm confused.
So if you want to stay 3 days, you're automatically getting 30 days. Yeah. They're still allowed to receive. Winter residents can still come for prolonged visits. They are still allowed to receive their 3 months or 4 months at the port of entry when they arrive.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Nothing has changed. All we say is that everybody now would get a minimum 30 days. Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah, Dwight.
It's not
Maybe
clear.
we need to
Not
bring
clear.
Mr. Pratt on
I'm afraid.
so that we're clear on that
Not
part.
sure what's going on.
Or can we call and find out? Speak with someone who will know, because we just need to be clear. If you already know that you're going to stay beyond 30 days and you come here, you're allowed into the country, yes. Do you have to pay the $200? Or if you're here,
If you want the
and you're
extension.
having a great time, and you say, you know what, I'm not ready to go home. I want an extension.
Yes, I think it's only if you want the
Pay
extension.
$200.
If you want
pay
an
the
extension
200
beyond the
then.
30 days. If you already said you were here for 2 months, you're fine. I suspect that's what it is.
Okay, well, so let me ask another question. U.S. residents or citizens? So
If you want to
there, but
extend the
them-
time beyond 30 days
you
didn't declare, yes.
right
See.
initially, if you came in
Mhm.
and then you decided you wanted to stay, you have to pay the $200.
Whatever you didn't
But
declare.
if you knew up front, right? But if you knew up front that you're going to be here for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you're good.
Right.
It's that it?
Yes,
Okay.
that's how it seems. Didn't need to be part of this.
That
That's
was a
just
lot.
right. You know, hey, if you're
Yes,
staying
that's
longer
it.
than 30 days and you only said you were here for 5 days, and anyway.
But if you are in that department or you are aware of the exact policy and we're saying something incorrectly, if you are part of the immigration department, call in.
Well, they don't understand it either. Anyway, okay, so circular.
Oh, no.
Oh boy, fun times. Let's take these calls really quickly. Then we're going to move on. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good morning, Laverne.
Morning.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi. Good morning.
You notice I hear Laverne voice,
I
right?
see that. I don't know what to make
Yeah,
of it.
listen,
That's fine.
Dwight.
Ladies first.
What sensible country does do that? If you go to the U.S. and you need an extension, all you do is you submit an application and you apply. They don't recharge you for no bunch of money. But I got
Well,
two songs.
if you're over the 30 days.
I got two songs for you all this morning. Tip, tip, tip. All the politicians want tip. And money.
I'm not sure why this applies to this. What do you say?
Somebody just got to have it. Now, the big elephant in the room with the security firms is that a lot of the leaders now of the security firm or the heads of the security firms are of immigrant descent. This ain't something that I hear. This is something that I know. So the more than likely the persons that they hire are also of immigrant descent. That's why the security companies and stuff are overrun with that kind of situation. And John Pinder didn't pick up on it, that when you hire immigrants like that to do those types of jobs, you're not really responsible for no benefits for them. So they save all around, and that is basically why they do that. I even see an immigrant selling island luck, and that's strange. But anyway, Dwight, thanks for taking my call.
All right. One final call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. You just got on. Oh, okay. A couple text messages. We go to the break. This person says here, this 30-day mix-up is a clear example of poor management. Blame the worker for misunderstanding a poorly worded instruction. This was a management problem, but God forbid management admits to poor performance. And another similar message. How do you give your staff instructions and not ensure that they are clear on how to carry them out? Yeah, it's
Good question.
Very interesting. This texter says, I agree.
That's what the memo said.
Yeah.
To the employees. I see why they're confused.
I agree.
I wouldn't be letting anybody in.
This text says, I agree with the policy in theory if, for example, the money were used to combat environmental impact of increased tourist numbers. Why not? But I wonder if they understand the implications. Many destinations are implementing these long-term stay taxes, but guess why they're doing it? To combat over-tourism and reduce the number of tourists. You sure? I'm 100% and I'm also 100% positive it will be summarily rescinded and some poor, lowly, dumb customs officer blamed for making a mistake. All right. Anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, International Men's Day today, right here on Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Talking. Saturday night we're gonna dance and sway, shake my belly and do the gombe. People, don't you understand? Live like a king and be happy, man. Wake up early one morning, kiss my mama goodbye. Going back to the island, I say, don't worry, mama, don't cry. Hey, Ronnie! How you gonna get down? By mailboat. Hey, Ronnie! Hey! How you gonna get down? By mailboat. Wake up early one morning, kiss my mama goodbye. Going back to the island and say, don't worry, mama, don't cry.
Don't shop at Sherwin-Williams then. Don't get the best service in the Bahamas then.
The love is really, really strong in Sherwin-Williams. We don't just sell paint. We service you with a smile, good hearts, mind, soul, and body. And we love our customers as much as we love ourselves. Yes, real talk. I'm not just saying this to impress myself. We love to go beyond with customer service. So they feel delighted to come in Sherwin-Williams because they know I can either see Dee Dee, or I can see Shelly, or one of our other wonderful staff members. We treat our customers with the respect of our boss because there are many paint companies they could choose to go to. No, baby. If they go to some other paint companies, so I gonna get this little thing at the end of the week.
We want to make sure you get that little ting, Shelley. Come visit Shelley and Dee Dee at Sherwin-Williams Bahamas, and you'll surely find colour in every day.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
No more wishing for your Christmas ideas to come true. Get a no-fee loan from RBC and make those arty.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
Finding the right loan for all of your Christmas ideas starts with a conversation. Visit a branch to speak with an advisor today. Offer ends December 31st.
Are you a Bahamian with property of our 16 island destinations? Well, the Tourism Development Corporation, in partnership with Bahamas Development Bank, is officially launching our Home Sweet Home Incentive. Join the vacation market by transforming your properties into vacation rentals. Earn up to $10,000 or more in funding and start building today. Register at tdcbahamas.com. from October 7th to November 18th. What are you waiting on? Build your vacation home today.
This October, Dunkin' Donuts is brewing more than just coffee. We're brewing strength because we're stronger together. Donate at any Dunkin' location to support breast cancer awareness, and we'll match every dollar you give. Together, we're making a real difference for the Sister Breast Cancer Support Group. Sip, smile, support. When we stand together, we're stronger together because the Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Have you already tried our President Butter? Ooh la la. Indulge a little with President because now more than ever, we need to savor the taste, textures, and feelings to truly enjoy the little things that mean the most. President Butter, something to savor.
Here's a price list of some of the roofing material we carry at Pinder Enterprises. 5/8 pressure-treated roofing ply starting at $36.68. Gray Select Water Shield, $134.20 a roll. Felt, 15 pounds, $16.50. 30 pound, $19.80. Owens, Corning Duration Shingles, and CertainTeed Landmark Shingles, $56.56 a bundle. Gallon of roof cement, $33.47. All sizes treated dimensional lumber. And of course, we have all nails and all screws. We have 5/8 sheetrock, $28.76. Half-inch sheet. All prices include VAT.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It's time for your final look at weather for the morning, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. We've got broad high pressure that continues to support a dry and stable air mass across the country. That will continue at least through Wednesday. But a cold front is expected to move into the northern islands by Thursday, and that's going to bring gusty winds and shower activity ahead and along with the frontal boundary. The front will gradually move through the islands, while high pressure will quickly build behind it into the weekend. So ahead of that front, today we're looking at partly cloudy conditions across all areas. Only about a 10 to 20% chance of showers today. High temperatures in the low to mid 80s, around 84 Fahrenheit, 29 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down about 68 Fahrenheit to 72 Fahrenheit, depending on where you are, 20 to 22 Celsius. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, Wednesday, partly cloudy. Pretty much the same for Thursday, but a bit breezy, and Friday, partly cloudy to cloudy. Partly sunny and mild, fair at night by Sunday. In the tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation are expected through the next 7 days. We are finally on the final legs of the hurricane season, which ends November 30th. That's your morning blend. Weather brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints have got you covered for all your painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in-store today. And time for another check of your traffic for this morning, brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you. A reminder of the work on Balfour Avenue. Roadworks between 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. daily. That will continue through Wednesday, November 27th. In your real-time traffic right now, we're seeing a number of hotspots. We've got Independence Drive. Traffic back in both directions, east and westbound, between the roundabouts of East Street and Blue Hill Road. Not looking pretty there. You might want to try an alternate route, perhaps Soldier Road or Robinson Road. Also this hour, Mile Butler Highway, still heavy traffic from south of the Fire Trail roundabout straight up to Tonic Williams-Darling Highway if you're heading northbound. Six Necker roundabout looking busy for you as well, northbound and eastbound on John F. Kennedy Drive, southbound on your Providence Highway. Saunders Beach, West Bay Street eastbound near Providence Highway, seeing some heavy eastbound traffic there. And West Bay Street near Prospect Ridge Road, also seeing some slow-moving eastbound traffic at this hour. Carmichael Road's looking busy for you, and Faith Avenue. And still slow-moving traffic for you on Eastern Road, just west of San Souci to about Johnson Road Drive, as well into Robinson. Also, heavy, slow-moving traffic. That's what we're looking at today. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you.
Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. I believe every lie that I ever told. Paid for every heart that I ever stole. I played my cards and I didn't fold. Well, it ain't that hard when you got sold. Somewhere I heard that life is a test. I've been through the worst, but I still give my best. God made my mold different from the rest. Then he broke that mold, so I know I'm blessed. Stand up now and face the sun. Won't hide my tail or turn and run. It's time to do what must be done. Be a king when kingdom comes.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan with Laverne Gardner on this Tuesday morning. It is November 19th. That means it's International Men's Day. And here to talk about this, we're very pleased to have with us the Public Relations Director for International Men's Day Bahamas. We've got Dave Williams. Always a pleasure, Dave. Great to see you again.
Thank you very much, sir. It's always a pleasure to be with Guardian Radio. You've made me famous.
It's our pleasure. Let's get you a little bit closer to the mic there. Okay. All right. So for those who aren't familiar, let's talk about what International Men's Day is before we get into what's going to be happening this year.
Right. So International Men's Day is a day set aside internationally to celebrate men. It was founded by Dr. Jerome. I think the proper pronunciation is Tilak Singh. He's from Trinidad. So he's the one who started it, and I've taken it worldwide in terms of gaining recognition for men. So that's what it really is, to celebrate and recognize our men today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. So how's it been in the Bahamas? Has it taken off? Where are we at?
In the Bahamas, we'll go back in 2018 when we first began with, I always say the late Terrence Bethel and Keith Cox, the president.
Is that you, Laverne?
Yeah, the mandate.
Yep, Laverne. Okay, go on.
Yeah, the mandate was given to them by, I would say, as the then leader of the opposition was actually now the Prime Minister, Philip Brave Davis, and Fred Mitchell, Minister of Foreign Affairs. And so at that time, and then Terrence Bethel contacted me because he knew I was always involved in men's program. And so we had the initial meeting with the three of us. And eventually it expanded out. We had a march in 2018. We had one 2019, and then we break for COVID, and we continued. And we also got involved in more programs in terms of the Day of the Boy Child. Mm-hmm. And it's built on a number of pillars, which talks about improving gender relationships. It talks about celebrating positive men. It talks about working with our young people. So that's really how the program evolved. And so we also now, today, we have a men's march. We have had that now for the last 3 years. We have gotten involved in prison ministries with programs, especially during Father's Day, seeking to bridge the gap and bring fathers and their children together. So a lot has been happening since then.
Yeah, after 24.
Yes. The theme is celebrating positive role models. And so that's right. That's a excellent theme, because what I want us to focus on, sometimes when I talk about men, I want us to focus on the positive men, focus on persons like yourself, focus on persons like myself and other men, as opposed to sharing the negative. And what we're seeking to do, even as a part of the church service coming up Saturday as we honor the men at the Trinity Seventh Adventist Church, we're seeking to celebrate and honor men who have been positive in society. Now, Dwight, society tend to honor persons who have known, like me and you, right? So what we're seeking to do is identify, I see you look on your face, we seek to identify men who may not be in the spotlight per se,
right,
like us, who everybody doesn't know. And so we take in the nominations, we meet as a committee, vet, and then we honor these persons, because this is what we want to do. Celebrate positive things men are doing who normally does not get an opportunity to be in front of the news media, or persons doesn't recognize the work. But nevertheless, they're still doing the work. That's what we seek to do.
Excellent. All right, so you are honoring some people. How many are you honoring?
Okay, there's 8 persons being honored to Saturday coming. Tonight we're having a prayer meeting at Rawson Square. And definitely I want to invite women too, because we can't go nowhere without our women. So this is not a male event. We just want to be clear. But we want to have men in the forefront at Rawson Square, 7 p.m. tonight. Today, we're going at a number of schools where we have invitations, right? To speak. I know Mount Carmel is one. I think it's Carlton Francis is the other one. So as men, we're going to go there to speak with the boys. I know social services is having an event at the police headquarters, which I'll be attending once I leave here. So we're seeking to encourage men. I know I'll put in a plug. I got a call by Dr. Sandra Dane Patterson as part of a program they're having Thursday talking about peace. Right? Anger management and aggression among. And so that's another program I'll be a part of Thursday. So we're just seeking to honor men. I saw in your papers today where J.S. Johnson Insurance Company, Bahama. This is what we're seeking to do, Dwight, to honor and just celebrate our men, especially on this day.
Yeah. All right. So tell us more about tonight, what we can expect in Rawson Square.
Right. So tonight to do is we want to have men. You want to encourage men. taking the lead in terms of recognizing, because we recognize that the challenges with absentee fathers in the home, we recognize that, we acknowledge it, and so we want to have a time of prayer. And we say into men, if there's a challenge you face, come out. There'll be persons there you can talk with, counsel with. I got a call last night with a gentleman who was going through some stuff, and I invite him out today and tell him we could sit down, and because men go through stuff. And so we're inviting you to come out tonight. You will meet a number of men there who are counselors, who can pray with you, can talk with you. And something I said, Dwight, and we have a crisis in this country. Unless we deal with it, we have to now. Dwight, I was looking at the Department of Corrections statistics. I've said this before. Dwight, 70% of the persons incarcerated today, Dwight, are under the age of 35.
Wow.
That tells us we have a serious crisis that has taken place. And so my call is tonight, we begin with prayer. We look to Christ in prayer, but we recognize faith without works is dead. So we can't just pray. We got to take action, right? We have to take action in terms of what are we going to do as we seek to turn this situation around. Because when we got 70% of our young men in prison, another thing I want to say publicly, Dwight, mothers, I want to say this to you, and this is a new shift, right? Mothers, I need to say to you, covering up for your boys. Now, I can say that from experience. My mind go back this year, a number of mothers I spoke to and situations. And rather than deal with the situation or confront their sons, they chose to deny. And so my mind go back specifically to an incident just happened. I won't go into the details, where two of those same mothers I talked to strongly about, I confront them about things that were going on. Right. Because you can't call me in to talk with your young man, and then when I get more information, I receive information, and I talk to you strongly, then you want to deny, right? And now the chickens has come home to roost, because those same two mothers, I got a call from one of them just Friday night at the police station now, wanted me to come to the police station. So I want to say, I know it's International Men's Day, and I celebrate our women, but I just want to say to mothers, we have to confront our boys. We can't cover up for them. Because when we do, then the next thing happens, they end up in the boys' school, they end up in the Foxhill prison, and then you call persons like myself and others to come and visit them. So that's just food for thought, something that we ought to think about.
Let's expand on that a little bit. We don't have too much time, but But what should a mother like that do? It's just you. You've got these sons. You don't know what to do. You're at wit's end. What do you do?
So where a crime is taking place, or you believe a crime, then I would say call the proper authorities, right, to deal with that situation. That's the first thing. Secondly, what I would say, when it get to a point, like I know another mother, another mother, her son, she put her son out, and I was surprised. And she said to me, Dave, I'm not prepared to deal with this. I'm not entertaining certain things in my house. And I put him out, right? So I'm saying there has to be strong measures in dealing with that. Where a crime is committed again, let's call the police.
Do you agree with that response, putting me out?
But what she was, I didn't like it in the manner in which it happened, right? But the point was, she said she reached her wit's end, and she put him out, and I was able to, me and him was able to have a conversation, right? Because as a result of putting him out, that person is particularly out on the streets, and it opened the door for some other things, right? But I think she did what she believed or what she thought to know then, right? But I'm saying we sat down, we had the conversation, right? And still trying to work with even now, actively working with these same young persons we're talking about. So yes, there are cases where we must report to the police, let the law deal with where the law has been broken. We must look for counselors, we must look for mentors with these young people. And the other thing is, let's get them back. Dwight, I grew up in Boys Brigade. I always talk about that. Yeah. Let's get them back to Boys Brigade, Pathfinders, Scouts. I mean, in all of these various youth organizations. When you're talking about young men, I made a commitment to help two young boys the other day out of school, 14 years old. And I said, I told the parents to contact me. I told them to tell the parents, contact me so I could see what I could do to help you get back into school. This is where the problems start. And then when we look at, I don't call it institution. I was at an institution last week. A young man who I was a part of my program in primary school, he's now at a particular institution. So the only step after that is prison.
Let me ask you really quickly. So I've heard mothers, I've heard fathers, parents saying that I can't get them in anything. They don't want to be a part of anything. What do you say to somebody who has a teenager who's really acting out like that?
I would say turn them over to the authorities. whether it is the police, whether it is, in the case of school, whether it's the truant officers, whoever's the authority figure, and let them deal with it, whether it's a juvenile panel or that's my point. They have to, we can't just throw our hands in the air, I agree, but we got to turn them over to somebody, because sometimes, Dwight, I've experienced it, where situations happen, and as a result of having someone, your young boy, and steer them in the right direction, life turn around. I'll give it another example. Like I encounter, over the years, I've encountered a few men, and what I've done, I took them to BTVI. I can recall another one or two. I took to, or the lady, Miss Davis, the National Training Center. So I'm saying we're not giving up on them, but sometimes it takes turning them over to somebody else who's able to help them and assist them and watch the turnaround.
Yeah. All right. So Sunday, again, let people know where and what's happening then.
Well, it's actually Saturday. This time. So tonight we're meeting in Rawson Square for prayer. We begin with prayer. Also, we are going at the Carlton Francis School, Mount Carmel, to speak with the boys. And then Saturday, the Trinity Seventh Adventist Church, Pennybank Saving Lane. That's where we're honoring a number of men. 433-6917. 433-6917. If you want more information, reach out to me. Reach out to Dwight. He'll give you my number.
And what time is that on Saturday?
That begins at 10 a.m. So we're inviting all men out to come out, be a part of it. Let's celebrate men. And today, let's focus on the positive things men are doing on this International Men's Day.
Yeah. Dave Williams, we always appreciate you so much. Thank you very, very much. Happy International Men's Day to you and everybody out there.
Thank you, and to all of the men out there. Thanks.
All right, great stuff. We're going to break for news and then be back with Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Stand up now and face the sun. Won't hide my tail or turn and run. It's time to do what must be done. Be a king when kingdom comes. So you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. So you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody. I'm the man, I'm the man. Yes, I am, yes, I am, yes, I am. I'm the man, I'm the man.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with Laverne Gardner on this Tuesday, and it is time for our monthly series of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, our Chamber Hour series. Once again, we've got CEO Dr. Leo Roll with us, and this morning we're going to be highlighting businesses, chamber members who are doing special things for Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and Christmas, which is only a month away. Can you believe it? Good Lord. So this morning we are very pleased to have with us CEO of Safe Point Solutions, Tristan Hanna, and we have CEO of Hanna Hospitality, Dominique Hanna. Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
All right, so Leo Roll, tell us about what's been going on. What are we expecting?
Good morning, Bahamas. It's always a pleasure to be here. On today, International Men's Day, we thought it fitting to, of course, bring two of our young, aspiring entrepreneurs who are men and are doing well in the community. We've actually hired both of them to assist us with chamber events. Tristan from Safe Point would have provided solar lighting for the chamber. And, of course, Tristan from Hanna Hospitality has done quite a bit in terms of catering, etc. And so we just wanted to kind of allow them to talk about what they're doing relative to Thanksgiving, as well as Black Friday. Mm-hmm. And later in the show, we'll hear from two other entrepreneurs, which is Seri Howells and his lead broker, Ashandranik Raming from CLX, as well as Dr. Sophia Rule from Villa Gamella Art Studio. Okay. And so this is we continue on our trajectory of course, highlighting chamber members. and making sure that at the end of the day they realize the benefit of being a chamber member, but also we give back to those who are giving back to us.
Wonderful. So let's begin with Tristan Hanna. Safe Point Solutions. Tell us about Safe Point Solutions. What exactly is it that you all do?
Yeah, so Safe Point Solutions is simply a company where you can come in and you can get all of your safety needs. For example, if you want like solar lights, what we did for the chamber, that's a part of safety, you know. God said, let there be light, and there was light. We wanted to see everything that was going on this earth. And so that's one way. The second way is surveillance. We have cameras, alarms, all of those things. Fire safety, fire detectors, smoke detectors. So you name it, it's all under the Safe Point roof.
Yeah. How long have you been in business now?
So I started this in my college dorm room 1 year ago. And
oh wow!
And it's gotten to this point now. Not enough graduated.
Wait,
from college.
you gotta tell us more about that. I mean, how?
Yeah, that caught my interest.
Yeah.
How did you start this in your college dorm room? Good morning and
good morning.
Dwight, I'm sorry I didn't say that to you earlier.
Oh, thank you. It's fine.
Right. So I went to South Dakota State University, and I was an athlete. I did track and field there, and being realistic with myself, I realized that my marks weren't great enough to become a professional athlete, as one would say, and time was running down. I figured I needed something to do, and why not start now? I figured in my college dorm room, and as I was searching for purpose and searching for a business, 'cause I love business and I love marketing, one of the things that came to mind was I needed to solve a problem. Because business is a problem, is a product of problems, right? Wherever there's a problem, there's a business. Okay, so for me, what I did, I wanted to move back home. I knew that for sure. So I needed to figure out the biggest problems back here in the Bahamas. To me, that was safety. That was safety. Then I went in pursuit of finding safety products. That's why I discovered the Ring doorbell, even though I already knew what it was. I started to pay more attention to it. And then obviously, as I searched through the media, you know, Facebook and all of these other sites, they listen to you. So now all of a sudden, the Ring doorbells are popping up on my screen, and I'm like, okay, maybe I should look more into this. Then I ventured into solar because I realized another problem that we had was energy.
Oh yeah.
And so those are my two main factors of how I got into business. And I said, you know what, I'm going to start now. I'm not going to wait. I'm going to be prepared for when I come out of school.
Yeah, and so you're actually doing business,
right? Yeah, so I created
in your dorm room.
Yeah, I created my logo. All my products were in my dorm room. Like you could barely move in my dorm room, right? So I saved up a lot of money in my, and I poured a lot of money into my business. And while I was in my college dorm room, I would have to, when I get in there, I would have to sort of move through, you know, find my books and do my homework and get right back to counting the products that I need to take back to Nassau.
Okay. Yeah. So you're back now and you're working.
Right. So I started selling when I came back. We didn't move straight into a storefront, right? You know, like you start off small, you grow, and then so I started doing deliveries and free installations out of my trunk, and then now we are venturing. This is the first time I'm going to announce it here. It's going to be on Guardian Radio.
Oh wow!
So we are getting a storefront. It will be open in time for December. It will be located on Robinson Road.
Excellent.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations indeed.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little more about security. I mean, that was the topic today, hot topic with especially with security firms. But how things are looking right now and trends that you're seeing in the industry.
Right. And so what, like I talked about earlier, energy mixed with security is a great one. So those solar lights are, in my view, number one. People love to save money. And they also love the fact that they can get security out of it as well. And so in terms of security, I would say solar is a great way to go. I would encourage you to start, taking a step into solar. Even if it's not, you don't have to get the solar panels for your whole house, but maybe get those solar lights, get your feet wet with the solar, and go from there.
Yeah. And what about costs? Can people afford to do this? People think solar is often out of their reach.
Right. Because essentially in solar, what you do is you pay that fee up front, which you would have paid to any energy company like a BPL or anything, right? So you pay that up front. But with solar products, it's much more affordable because you're not paying for 30 solar panels to put on your roof, and you have to find an installer to place those on the roof, and you have maintenance and all that. So solar products are a great way to go because it's it's great to get your feet wet, and it's also very affordable.
Yeah.
So for our Thanksgiving, I guess this leads straight into one of the specials that we're going to have is up to 50% off on all of our solar lights. So you can get at us at SafePoint Specialists or SafePoint on Facebook or Instagram. Search us up, see whatever you like. You can hit us up and say, hey, I want this. I heard this on Guardian Radio. And we'll definitely get you straight.
Up to 50% off.
Up to 50% off, yes.
And this begins when?
This begins on the 22nd of November.
All right, so that's Friday and straight through to Black Friday?
Yes, straight through to December 1st.
Okay, all right. Excellent
Wow.
stuff. That's great. Great stuff. And you ship to the Family Islands? Or
Yes, absolutely. So we do free shipping to the Family Islands.
Okay.
So it's almost as if they're here.
All right, so what are the plans for the future? How big will SafePoint get?
I think SafePoint has great potential to become one of the top 3 security firms here in the country. It's a baby now, you know, like when something's a baby, you can say, oh, this baby's gonna be a big baby or a big child when he grows up, right? So that's the stage we're in now. My predictions are very positive for SafePoint. I feel as if with God's protection and God's guidance, there's nothing that we can't do.
Yeah. All right, great stuff. We'll let you remind folks about the special in just a bit. Dominique Hanna, CEO of Hanna Hospitality.
Yes.
You're here.
Yes, sir.
No food, though. That's fine. That's fine. Next time. So let's talk about it. How did you get into this? And tell people about the company, and then we'll get into how you got into it.
So I started off with food. So my first company was just pastries and catering. I grew into another catering company, which was Fine Foods. And then a year later, I came up with Hanna Hospitality, which is an all-encompassing company that involves just more than food. It's staff, and it's continuing to grow into other areas as well, such as accommodations. So I wanted to come up with a parent company, basically, to kind of like control all of these smaller companies. But currently, right now, service as it relates to wait staff and, of course, catering of any magnitude is what we focus on.
How long has it been in total? When did you start?
I started just like Tristan in 2009. As soon as I learned how to make guava in class, I tell people I went home that weekend and made guava for my family's reunion. And then 2 weeks later, I was basically just selling it in front of school or in front of my other family members' storefronts.
Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how big is it going? You're all over social media, always.
Correct.
You live in a very exciting life. But how many clients do you have? How big is it now?
Oh, well, I can't say per se how many clients. It's a lot. I have clients in every area, every facet. I'm also a yacht chef as well, too. So I have clients, of course, in Albany, Life Ricky, and local behemoths as well, too. So clients are all over the place.
You do serve regular, normal?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
That's where the consistent funds comes from. But a lot of my business is growing into tourists, guests that's coming over. So I have a website that's set up for them that they can go ahead and like book private dinners, a private chef dinner, or a morning breakfast, brunch setup at their Airbnbs. Those are one of the particular services that I really enjoy doing. So those are things that I'm leaning towards more.
Wow. Any changes with the industry that you're noticing? What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, so from my first started, the changes have been for catering and chefs in general. For those who work independently or freelance, it's been changing more so into where guests are looking for people that can do services outside of the hotels. So, for example, like the Airbnbs, that's becoming a big thing for private chefs as well too. They go ahead and they cook at these guest Airbnbs. They do live demonstrations. For now, example, what I'm doing too is activities and events for guests as well too. So last week I also hosted a food and wine tasting downtown at a private like speakeasy. So where I hosted, it was mostly Bohemians, of course. And I brought them in where they tried a 7-course meal, and I also had a wine appreciator, someone that came in and spoke about different types of wines and how to drink it, how to hold the glass. So I wanted to create activities around where guests, international, locals, could come in as well, outside of the hotel, that they could experience, unique experiences. that are tailored and are interactive. So that's why we do a lot of things. The Airbnbs where there's a private chef, it's interactive. You get your phone out, you can come and help the chef cook. You can ask questions.
Oh boy.
Those are things that are really nice and interesting. You can have your entire brunch set up or buffet set up in your own Airbnb or your own house, rather than just going somewhere else and have this experience. You can have it for yourself. So those unique experiences are what we're working on.
So how much staff do you have right now?
Currently, I have about seven besides me. It's constantly growing. I'm constantly having to ask people to come in and assist on weekends because of what it is. Christmas is coming and Thanksgiving is coming. Yeah. So the orders are exponential and people are asking, like right now on the radio, I'm responding to a client that wants something for Christmas. Yeah. So there's a lot of things going on and I try to take on as much customers and clients as I can because we have the facility now as well too. In June, I opened up my first catering kitchens. I worked from home for the majority of the time for the last basically 7-8 years. And then in June, April, I was able to find a storefront, brand new storefront. And I said, when I saw it, I said, I have to have it. So I immediately paid for it and I built it out the way I wanted it. And now we're fully in operations. And we're just going ahead doing things.
Wow, so you got a storefront and doing all the catering.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a busy man. Where's the store?
All right, so the store is basically more so a catering, not like constantly open. It's not a full cafe yet. We're still working on some things with that, but it's still fully operational, like I said. And also that's in Cowpen Road, close by the farms areas, basically. And then also, like I said, downtown, there's a place called Lucerne that I use now to host private events as well. That caters towards tourists and locals. My space isn't big enough to hold.
Yeah. So you said yet. That means you do want to get it to a cafe.
Correct.
Eventually.
Yes.
All right. That's really cool. All right. So Thanksgiving is becoming very big in the Bahamas.
Yes.
I mean, it's
Yes.
like we might as well make it a holiday here.
I
right?
agree. Yeah.
But what are you doing for Thanksgiving? You already booked out? You already have all the orders you can take?
No. So for Thanksgiving, I'm doing the traditional menus. I'm trying to keep competitive pricing. So what I have is a menu with, for example, creamy conch chowder. It's a 3-course menu. So you get to choose each course of the menu. I have like 3 options for the first course, which is creamy conch chowder. Then we go on to pumpkin soup. And then for those who are a bit more on the healthier side, we have a peach and pecan garden salad. Oh, wow. And then for the entree, we have a herb roasted turkey with cranberries and also ham glazed. And then we also have a fish option for those who may be pescatarian. So we have stuffed snapper with shrimp and lobster stuffing. And then, of course, with those 2 main entrees, we have serve it with peas and rice, yams, green beans, coleslaw, macaroni. Behemoths cannot get away from their classic Sunday dinner stuff. So I definitely included those as well. And then for dessert, we have cherry cheesecake, pumpkin pie, and pumpkin rolls. You have to end it off with the pumpkins.
Right.
Yeah. So, and those 2 options I have for the main traditional option, which is $30, and then for the seafood option, it is $35. So this again is a 3-course meal. You get the 3 items packaged together for $30 or $35.
So if people want to place the order, what do they need to do?
They can go ahead and either WhatsApp me at 4487, or they can contact me on Instagram by Fine Foods. That's one of my that's actually the catering company, the cafe.
Yep. Is there a deadline, like a cutoff point? Like
Yeah,
you just can't
definitely.
take
There
any
needs
more?
to be a deadline. It's going to happen like on Tuesday next week. Of course, you don't want to take on too much. I have to make sure plan these things in advance, do the shopping in advance. So I just want to keep myself, steady and not get in trouble with last minute orders.
Yeah.
So next week Tuesday will be the deadline.
Close the door.
That's actually late. Okay, that's good. And anything else you're doing? Is Black Friday a thing, or are you just going to be focusing on Christmas after that?
Christmas is definitely going to be the focus after that. With food, there's no Black Friday.
Right.
Fortunately, there's no discounts really. I'm not going to get into that, but definitely Christmas is where we're focusing on next. We're going to have a lot of Christmas parties. We do a lot of corporate companies, so we're planning on those now. We have an event coordinator that specifically deals with these things. That's one of the jobs I had to recently hire for. So those are kind of like the things that we're focusing on for Christmas. And of course, Christmas days, we're going to be doing fruit cake, rum cakes. If you guys need your turkey cooked or ham baked, all those kind of things we're going to be doing and taking on as well too. So yeah.
Excellent. And people can just say, hey, find me a turkey and do it too? Or
yeah,
do
so
they have to bring it to you?
No, they have the 2 options. I give my clients whatever works best for them. So they have the ham or the turkey already in their freezer and they just want to bring it to me and let me defrost it and cook it off. definitely I can do that. Some people even go as far as wanting their turkeys deboned, so we can also offer those services as well too.
Excellent. And of course, the New Year is close. Are you doing anything special for New Year's as well?
So New Year's, yeah, definitely. We were already in works with, for example, CGI Atlantic talking about healthy programs. So I also come from a background of healthy foods and those kind of things. So we do meal preps where clients already purchase on average 10 meals a week at a package price for freshness. So those are things that when it comes into the year, people are ready to do their, transition and new me, new you, whatever. So we're going to go ahead and focus on that for the New Year's, where clients can go ahead and purchase these items. We're going to probably do it at a reduced rate for Bohemians, thinking about $120 for the 10 meals. And again, they can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp.
That's good to know. I was talking about parties, but that's good. That's fine. That's good to know too. That's good to know too. But what about New Year's parties? You doing anything?
New Year's parties currently we have nothing booked yet for that. But typically, someone always comes in at December 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and say, "Hey, we want to do a New Year's party," or we have guests. A lot of times, what happens is people aren't sure what they want to do.
Yeah.
And then we have, for example, tourists. They would book at the last minute, like 2 weeks or a week before, and say, "Hey, we're coming down to the Bahamas. Are you able to cook a New Year's dinner for me and my family?" So those are
you're open to this.
Those are things I'm open to. I'm always open to transitions on doing things in a dime or the last minute for my clients, just to make sure things get done.
So when do you take vacation?
I am going to take a vacation after Valentine's.
Yeah.
So Valentine's is the last holiday, and then we have it slows down after that. March, I'm going to take some time off, get myself some relaxation, much needed.
You do Super Bowl stuff too, right?
Yes, yeah. Super Bowl is also a thing. So that's in February.
Yeah.
Right before Valentine's, we do those packages as well. Okay. People typically, what I like to do now is a lot of times in the past I used to do packages, but clients just like to come up with their own things. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to Super Bowl, if you have a menu already in mind, just let me know. We're going to be able to fix that. A lot of things are like spinach dips, tacos, wraps, quesadillas, those things we definitely do. Of course, wings. Sell pans and pans of wings, different flavors, some Gulf barbecue, buffalo.
You make me hungry.
Garlic Parmesan is one of the new flavors as well.
Wings?
So yeah, wings. Yeah. So definitely Thanksgiving. Super Bowl is a thing.
Yeah, so you got 3 busy months ahead.
Correct.
Yeah.
So much season to view.
Yeah.
Give us your number again for people to reach out to you.
If you're going to go ahead and contact us, you can reach me at 448-7262. Or you can find us on social media at Fine Foods on Instagram and Facebook. My website is also www.hannah-hospitality.com.
Okay, wonderful stuff. And Tristan, remind folks about your special for Black Friday again.
Right, so unlike Hannah Hospitality here, we actually do a Black Friday deal. So we sell products, not food. So our like I said, we're going to be doing up to 50% off. On most of our products, depending on the complexity of that product. So definitely 50% off. So one of the things that our clients have been waiting for, I would say dying for really, is Black Friday for our Ring doorbells and for our street solar lights. That's the big boys. That's the big. We call them the platinum solar lights.
Yeah.
Right. So originally, they would come at $250, those big solar lights, and that's with installation as well. So we not only do we sell you the product, we actually come to your house and install it for you.
Excellent.
So those solar lights are going to be down to about $170, somewhere around there.
Can't beat that,
right? And so we've already got pre-orders. So I suggest that if you actually want it, you put in your pre-order, because by the time as Black Friday actually comes around, it's probably already too late. Mm-hmm. And that's great signs for business as well. Shows that we are growing, and I love that. However, on the camera side of things, so you'll be able to get those. What was once $120 with installation on a doorbell, you can get for $60.
Okay, I was going to ask you, installation. You do this as well?
Oh yeah, we have free installation on all of our stuff.
Okay.
All right. So that's why one would choose us rather than somebody else.
Yeah.
Because we don't charge you a whole lot of fees. It's like you pay for the product, it's automatic.
Yeah.
We come in and install it for you.
You do estimates as well, and
yeah, we do estimates as well. Some jobs, it's almost impossible to put a set price on, right? So, like, if I wanted to come here at the Guardian Radio, you guys needed cameras, right? Which I would hope you guys have. I would say, I would have to come and take an estimate because you don't really know how much cameras you guys really need.
All right, so let people know again, is there a number to reach you at? And give us a website one more time.
Right, so you can reach SafePoint at 433-4647. 433-4647.
Okay.
And then on Facebook, you can reach us at SafePoint. Also on Instagram at SafePoint242. Our website will be launched in just a few days. Okay. And so you'll be able to order online, pay online, and help us come to your front door and reinstall those for free at SafePoint242.com.
Great stuff. Very proud of you guys. Great stuff that you're doing. Tristan Hanna with SafePoint Solutions and Dominique Hanna with Hanna Hospitality.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
All right. Let's take a break. We've got more chamber members coming up after the break here. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Like I'm just grabbing dough. Don't act like you don't know, you know. Man, you know. Oh, man, you know. How a hanging go. How they go, how they go, how they go. Oh, don't you know? Man, you know. Yes, man, you know. How a hanging go. How they go, how they go, how they go. Let's go. So proud to be the hanging. Yes. Man, don't act like you ain't know. How a hanging go now.
This holiday season, give the gift that lasts a lifetime. Financial freedom with CFAL. Whether you're looking to take the stress out of holiday giving or plan for the future, CFAL has you covered. With our suite of savings products, you can start with a minimal upfront investment and low monthly contributions. Get a jump start with 2025 financial goals with CFAL Savings Express, or give the little ones a head start with the CFAL Education Plan. You can also secure your own future with the CFAL Blue Marlin Retirement Plan. This holiday season, make your gift count with CFAL, where small savings lead to brighter futures. Visit CFAL.com today to start building wealth so you can live well. Happy holidays from all of us at CFAL.
Thanksgiving has arrived early at Montague Motors. This whole month is Black November with deep discounts on selected models. Roll out this season in style. Montague Motors, trusted quality service for over 20 years. Zero down, everyone. Village Road near Shirley. 698-3950. 812-7576. Call Montague Motors now and get the best discounts the entire month of November.
You try to rest, but roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361. Experience the immediate care you deserve at Doctors Hospital Urgent Care. When emergency strikes, trust our expert physicians for fast hours and cutting-edge medical technology. We're always ready to serve you. Don't wait or take risks with your health. Visit our urgent care suite at Doctors Hospital West on Blake Road for immediate, trusted, and best care.
It's easy to go the extra mile when you fill up with Esso Synergy Supreme Plus Fuel. It keeps your engine clean and running smoothly, which helps to make every fill-up last longer. Choose Esso Synergy Supreme Plus Fuel today for better gas mileage and better performance. The Esso brand is a trademark of ExxonMobil Corporation and is used under license. Benefits are based on Synergy-branded gasoline compared to gasoline meeting minimum government detergency standards. Actual benefits may vary based on factors such as vehicle type, driving style, and gasoline previously used.
Are you looking to save for a big purchase or occasion? Do you want your money to start making money for you? Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Bond, the Bahamas Government Savings Bond. I am guaranteed to earn interest on your money with terms ranging from 1 to 6 years. Government savings bonds are available to all Bahamians, and for as little as $100, you can start to save for your future. The Bahamas Government Savings Bond, a safe investment guaranteed. Check out the Central Bank of the Bahamas website for details.
All those loans I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment with a built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. It's time to make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Are you dreaming of an EV? Now is the time. Easy Car Sales is offering unbelievable deals on 2024 models with end-of-year discounts. Plus, quick and simple everyone to go electric. Take a test drive and experience the thrill today at EV City on Abundant Life or Gladstone Road. Step into a smarter, more affordable drive with Easy Car Sales, your trusted EV and warranty provider since 2016.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Music, man. This is not a golden rule. Take it and don't be no fool. Check this. You'll never see a dog barking at a parked car. You'll never see him barking if the car ain't moving. You'll never see people talking about you if you ain't going nowhere. But when you're trying to excel yourself, they got your name everywhere. Because dog don't bark at Parker, no way.
Welcome back to Morning Glen Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with you. Laverne had to leave us. Hope she enjoys the rest of her day. But we continue to talk with the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation and our monthly series Chamber Hour here on the show. We are talking with chamber members who've got a lot of exciting things leading up to the holidays. And we've got a few more with us right now. We've got Dr. Sophia Roll, who's CEO of Via Hamela. Did I mess it up? I did? Via Hamela.
Via Hamea.
Hamea. Oh boy, the L is silent too. Okay, this is you need a doctorate for this one. No? But Dr. Roll, always a pleasure to have you with us. Good morning. And then we have with us, we've got Carrie Howells, right? We've got Ashandranique Ramig.
That's right.
Yeah, and we've got Shazad Ferguson. And with CLX Logistics and Octobulk, right? Okay, everybody, good to have you with us. Good morning. Dr. Roll, let's begin with you. I know you from a lot of things, but I don't know you from this. This is new. Tell us about this.
Actually, it's not that new.
No?
I am the owner, CEO, resident artist for the Via Hamea Art House and Gallery located at number 2 Bay Street, Margaritaville at the Point. And so this actually is my 4th solo show that we are getting ready to have on December 12th. 12/12/24.
Oh boy,
I like that kind of ring.
Yeah.
You know, there's some numbers in there that could be purchased, kind of thing. 12/12/24. And we're very happy this year to host the show at the new Access Co-work Suites in the One West Plaza. And so it begins at 6 p.m. And the featured pieces this time around will be on the butterfly. And so the name of the show then is the La Papillon, which is butterfly in French.
Right.
And so I'm going to be featuring a number of pieces, butterflies in motion at that show. And so it's going to be a wonderful evening on 12/12/24.
Yeah. So as you said, you've been doing this for...
No, the gallery has been open for 4 years at Margaritaville. When they opened, we opened in that same space at that time. As you've indicated, you've known me in wearing many hats.
Yeah.
But my art career began in 2015.
Okay.
And so I've been doing some versions of art. But I'm now settled on the abstract expressionism, fluid art. And so you will see that coming out very prominently on the 12th at the show.
Wow. All right, so let's go back to the name. Via
Hamea.
Tell us about the name.
Via Hamea actually is twin villas in German, French, Spanish, Italian. It's all twins. Of course, you know I'm a twin.
Yeah.
So we decided to just adopt that name because it's just sexy.
Wonderful. Yeah. So tell us about the journey and how it's been
the gallery?
to get to this point.
The gallery, obviously, we're still there. The shelf life, if you will, for new businesses tend to be about 4 to 5 years. And we are still on the shelf. And so that means that obviously it's going. Yeah. We've had our bumps in the road, but being a professor of business and management and all of those kinds of things, I simply employed some of what I teach all the time in terms of preservation of business, being able to pivot during hard times and go in another direction. And so one of the things that I did in the gallery is to begin working on a home and house line of products. Things like cutting boards, small tabletop art, personalized products as well, silk scarves and stuff that I've been able to transport my particular style of art onto. And so everything in my gallery is me. And so I take a delight when visitors stop into the gallery to say that, well, not me, but whoever's there, if I am there, everything in this gallery is done by a single artist. Wow. And so the authenticity of it is even heightened. And it's so good when you hear visitors come in and say, well, wow, and they kind of sneak and turn it over to see if it's made in China. And when they find that it's not, it's actually handmade, everything is handmade, it really improves the experience for both the visitor, the client, as well as myself. I take a delight in hearing them say that. Well, we came from down the road. I won't mention any names because they had to trek through town to get to me. And we like the fact that everything is in fact handmade. It's authentic. It's authentically Bahamian. Yeah. And it's different. It's a different genre of art. Generally, you have artists who do a lot of landscapes and those kinds of things. And to the naked eye, you can find that almost in any destination. And so the kind of art that I do, there are a couple people doing that kind of art in the Bahamas, but not a lot. And so, again, I am in a singular space, and so I love that. And it's different, and it's vibrant, and it speaks to every individual differently. Yeah. And so that's, again, what I like about it. It's interpretive. And so you can look at a piece and you see something, and I see something totally different in that same, and that is the expressionism in the fluid art that I do. And so I love it. I love it.
Yeah, that must be very time consuming. You're doing all of this.
It is time consuming, but it's very relaxing for me when I go home after a stressful day because of the Ministry of Education. And so now, that's what I'm doing now. As I've been in at the university for 23 years and University of the West Indies for another couple of years, Doctors Hospital for a year. And so I've now landed with the Ministry of Education as a consultant in the Public Schools Scholars Program. And so after a hard day of work and research and just functioning in the realm of all of this, I like to come home. I have a studio at home, and I go in there and I close the door and I just go to work. Wow. And it's really de-stressing. And so I love
that is
it's
amazing.
Passion for me. I found a new passion. Yeah. And so I love it.
Excellent. So 12/12/24
in the Access co-work space, co-work suites in the One West Plaza on Windsor Field Road.
What time is that going to start?
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
And it's cocktail reception. And so you'll be able to scan a QR code and, well, the pieces will be there, but in terms of if you want to purchase, of course, and see the entire collection, keep the collection with you. We won't debut the collection until the day of the show. And so when you come, you'll be able to scan at the door and walk around just to see exactly the pieces that you like and you're interested in. And of course, I'll be on hand to talk about the pieces as well.
So these will make some pretty good Christmas gifts for some folks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Sounds wonderful. All right. So let's talk about CLX Logistics and Octobulk. Carrie, you want to get started with that or get a little closer to the mic for us?
Thanks a lot, Dwight. Thanks to yourself and Dr. Leo Roll from the Chamber for giving us the opportunity to be here. Mm-hmm. So CLX Logistics is a company with offices in Nassau, Fort Lauderdale, and now we have an office in Accra, Ghana. We specialize in creating supply chains from globally to the Bahamas, and we are part of a network with over 100 different affiliates in countries all across the world. Wow. So one of the things that we specialize in is basically creating supply chains and new routes, trying to reduce the cost of living by bringing items in from different countries into the Bahamas.
Wow.
Yep, so...
Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool. How long have you been in business?
We've been in business now for about 3 years, but I've been in the industry for over 20 years now. So
you don't look old enough to
be
able to say what you're talking about.
I got good genes. But I've been in the maritime industry for a little over 20 years now. My family's been in the maritime industry for over 60 years now, with my grandparents, my grandfather and my great-grandfather being mailboat owners. And I sort of grew up in the industry, and it's just been something that I've been passionate about my entire life. And I've just sort of taken it a bit globally from where my family had started it out domestically, and I've just taken it globally. And working along with so much amazing persons and other Bahamians who have decided to branch out. And we've now opened an office in Accra, Ghana, and have a Bahamian, Robin Lightburn, living in Ghana now, creating a supply chain with raw materials from Accra and other parts of Africa direct into the Bahamas. And we also have created a supply chain between the Dominican Republic and the Bahamas, where we have 3 ships entering the Bahamas 3 times a month direct from the Dominican Republic to help to reduce the cost of living for Bahamians.
Excellent. Chandronique, you're the lead broker. Tell us about that, what that role entails, and then let's talk about some of the products as well.
Sure, no problem. So as the lead broker at CLX, that includes a lot of the area. I've been in the industry for about 7 years now, and I've recently started with CLX, and it's been awesome thus far. But in that role, basically, we deal with the constant communication with customs, so all of your clearance, your imports, your exports, everything in that area, that is what we manage. So that is the direct of the clearance into the system, or click to clear, as well as the payments, the pickup, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. All right. So what are some of the products we're talking about here?
So what we want to capitalize on today is the fact that, we're rolling into the holiday season, and we want Bahamians to be more aware of the advantages that they can take. So, for example, we know that there are a few items that the government of Bahamas has as duty-free, especially coming around the holidays. We know that Christmas lights, LED lights are duty-free. So that's something that when you're bringing it in, say from a bulk order or a consolidated pallet, it's obviously much more cheaper doing it that way. What I love about CLX is we tailor and particularly captivate those pricing ideals for the average Bahamian, because everybody's on a budget. Everybody pocket a little tight. So we're trying to make things easier for everybody. So with that being said, what we try to push with everybody is that we do offer consolidation. So for example, different merchandises from the US, whether that's direct in-store purchase and you drop it to our warehouse, or that is you're ordering online, you just put in the location to drop it to the warehouse. We can hold the packages for you until a given date, and then all of it will be consolidated on a pallet, given your own bill of lading or airway bill, and then the items will come off that way. So it's a much reduced cost in comparison. And with that, I would say what to take advantage of are the prices of not just the Christmas lights and of those items that are coming in for the holidays, but as well as those items for food. So canned goods, tuna, those are duty free. We also have electronics. Everybody want a phone. Everybody want a tablet, all of those things. So those things are duty free as well. So taking advantage of that opportunity, you find that it's not as expensive, and for lack of better words, to do it. And with that being done, you find that you could just knock out everybody Christmas list one time.
Wow.
What I tell my family the other day, I say, listen to me, y'all better put in one Christmas order, because one Amazon order get them put in at the end of the month for Black Friday, and that can be the end of that. So who ain't put in your luck buck, dog eat your lunch. So sad for that, but that's the best thing to do. And just take advantage of those opportunities. What I love about us, we are good with customer service. We're here to meet you at your need. Just tell us what you need and we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, once you say, "Hey, I really have this thing coming in, man. I ain't too sure how I'd go, but just work this out for me. I know I want this and I want that. Babe, we'll take it on, okay? What is the item that you're getting? Okay, I think that's the best store for you. That is the best pricing for you. Let's go ahead, make the purchase, yada yada." Then we will know from that point, once it's in our hands, we take care of the process from start to finish until it's at your door.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I've been seeing the Octobulk vans all over the island. I didn't know what it was, but tell us about Octobulk and how it fits into all this. Shazad Ferguson.
All right, so Octobulk, it's fairly new, but it's the sister company of CLX. With Octobulk, it's an online-based company that offers wholesale building supplies and heavy equipment rentals. And what separates Octobulk from a lot of companies is we deliver these wholesale building supplies to your doorstep, free of charge, free delivery to your doorstep.
Wow.
So we offer cement, gravel, whether it's to fill out your land. We rent out excavators, dozers, forklifts, and we even send those services to the family islands also.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's basically the...
Oh, this is pretty well back. We have a whole lot of questions coming in. All right, so Black Friday, as you said, is next week. So what do? You have a whole lot of things you have in mind. How does it work exactly, really quickly?
Well, I would want to take over that conversation in terms of my background. Not only am I a broker, but I'm an accountant. So the first thing I would tell somebody is make a budget. Just because everything is on sale doesn't mean run wild and run crazy.
Right.
So, and I think that's a big problem.
January is a long month.
Like, so January is a long month. Everybody say, even though I got 31 days, I believe it is feel like 62. So with that, I would say, first of all, set up a budget. Don't live beyond your means. You're not here to please the Joneses. You're here to make sure you and your family are comfortable. So that's first and foremost. Once you've already established your budget, then you know what categories to hit. Hit those things that are on sale from you hit on Amazon, Shein, Walmart, Old Navy, whatever the store may be, Best Buy. Go at the items that are targeted for that sale price. Once you've already accumulated a certain cost, take in consideration that at least 10% of your cost is going to be included for taxes and shipping, at minimum, anywhere from 10 to 20%, depending on the size of the order. From that point, you already know what you're looking at. If your budget is $500, $1,000, $5,000, monitor that. From there, then I would advise that you coordinate your shipping, which would be best CLX. So being made aware of what is coming in. Please send invoices on time. That is a must. And we don't want a backlog. We want a smooth process as possible, because at the end of the day, we are human.
Yeah.
And the Christmas season does get very hectic for any logistics company. It doesn't matter whom. And we just want to make things as seamless as possible. So setting them to us directly, letting us know the various timelines and what to do. Once we know that, okay, you would like to hold that order, or you like, no, you can send it all. I'm good. We'll wait for other stuff to come in. That is no problem. From there, we'll bill you out. Once your fees are paid and everything is here, we'll send them directly to your doorstep.
Okay, so do you do little things, or is it just big bulk order? You do everything.
Containers, vehicles, refrigerators. It doesn't matter.
A letter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 30 seconds. Somebody's asking, I got something to bring in from Ghana. How does it work? How can you get information about everything that you want?
First thing you'd want to do is register on our website at www.clxnow.com. Once you register on our website, you could just shoot us over an email just requesting what services you want. We also do supplier background searches as well. So if you want to order something from China and you're afraid of who the supplier is, we reach out to our network and we confirm that it is a legitimate supplier. And then we engage the entire process from you. We could even consolidate in any country in the world.
Yeah. And if Dr. Roll wants to send her artwork out to people in other parts of the world.
We also specialize in exporting as well.
Hey. Yeah, get close to the mic.
No.
Get a little closer to the mic, Dr. Roll. Yeah.
So I'm glad to hear that you actually you can.
Yes, ma'am. We have one of our core focuses is trying to assist Bahamians to balance trade by increasing the exports over the imports out of the country.
Oh, that is amazing.
Wonderful.
All of you are amazing. Keep up the great work that you're doing. We've got to have you back. Good luck, Dr. Roll, with the show on December 12th.
12/12/24.
Via Hamea.
Via Hamea.
Hamea. Oh, my God. Hamea Art Studio and Gallery.
Art House and Gallery.
Okay. Great stuff. And, of course, Chandronique. I got it right.
You got it right.
Remy, Carrie Howells, and Shazad Ferguson. Thank you so much to CLX and Octobulk. Good stuff. Hope you enjoy the holidays.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We got it. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Stetson hat, Stagger Lee went home.
Have you already tried our President Butter? Ooh la la. Indulge a little with President, because now more than ever, we need to savor the taste, textures, and feelings to truly enjoy the little things that mean the most. President Butter, something to savor.
Make your house a bad furniture store that's giving you more. With appliances, furniture, and prices. Whatever you want, we got it all. Promise Furniture, no one less out. We give it you, we make it worthwhile. We make it quality, comfort, and style. Quality inside, yeah. Promise Furniture, no one less out. What we give it you, we make it worthwhile. Giving you quality, comfort, and style. Promise Furniture.
Inclusion, a Christmas holiday fair. Saturday, December 7th, 12 noon until at Government House Grounds. Come and enjoy a jolly, wonderful playground, bingo and domino tournaments, boxing match, tree lighting, drama, spoken word, teen scene, Bahamian concert. Native dishes and drinks will be on sale. Admission is absolutely free. Inclusion, a Christmas holiday fair. Saturday, December 7th, 12 noon until at Government House Grounds.
My fellow Bahamian, remember the days of lockdown and social distancing? JNG Productions presents the Pandemic Show, a hilarious, family-friendly stage play about the COVID-19 pandemic. Join us on November 21st and 22nd at the University of the Bahamas. Showtime is 7 p.m. Bring a mask or a sanitizer, but the only thing contagious is laughter. Tickets, $30 in advance, $40 at the door. Available at Chapter 1 Bookstore or YallSpacePerform.com. Out.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Got your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. Attorney General Ryan Pinder says that the Bahamas will seek to implement an incentives package into the domestic minimum top-up tax regime in order to remain a competitive jurisdiction that continues to attract large multinational corporations as the government begins to tax those entities at a rate of 15%. The Senate passing the domestic minimum top-up tax bill yesterday. Pinder, in his contribution, explained that the government will introduce legislation during the mid-year budget to create qualified deduction incentives. More on that in today's Guardian Business section. President of the Airline and Allied Workers Union, Jewel Fountain, says that union members want salary increments honored after an agreed-upon evaluation appraisal at Bahamas Air was successfully completed. Fountain says the union is currently negotiating with Bahamas Air on a new industrial agreement and assured that it is nowhere near to calling a strike. Bahamas Air Chair Tanya Pratt said recently that negotiations are continuing and expressing optimism about reaching an amicable agreement with the union regarding outsourcing ground handling services to NASA flight services. She's also insisting that no one is being disenfranchised by the airline. In your Market Watch, recapping trading of the basics from Monday, your market movers, Commonwealth Bank moving up 3 cents to $4.98. Consolidated Water up 8 cents to $5.25. Emera Incorporated up 11 cents to $8.93. The Basics All Share Index closing at 2,917.32, up 0.22. That's your Market Watch, and that is your morning business report brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. That's going to do it for us today. I want to thank Laverne Gardner for being here, filling in for Duquesa Dean, who's going to be joining us on Thursday. I want to thank the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation for our monthly segment. You can hear it every Tuesday. Oh boy, it's Tuesday. Each month, right here on Morning Blend Business. And happy International Men's Day, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning Blend Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
Early in the morning, late at night, everybody's happy, no one's uptight. Early in the morning, late at night, everybody's happy, no one's uptight. Rock from sun to sun, and then we get